Then I'll come back and let you know if we can hear you starting now. Well, it sounds beautiful, but we cannot hear you. So we got to make some adjustments here. Let's see. Alrighty. So you already selected include your uh,
Allow voice.
allow voice. Um, just double check it. Nelson's the one who does the IT technical. Just double check it. Oh, wait. Hero talk. Nelson's the one who does the IT technical. Oh, wait.
Voice chat settings. Share your voice. Allow. Go to our chat. You know how it has all three of us in there. Go all the way to the three dots. Scroll down to voice chat settings, and then go to share voice. It's the third one down. Yeah, it's not in the regular settings. It's actually in the chat settings. So
Yeah, Hero hop out, and he did it already. Hey Nelson,
yeah,
you're gay.
yeah, no.
Hey, I was like, Nelson's not here yet, but he'll show up. And he was like, yeah, he's probably watching another podcast or getting a happy ending. And I'm just like, he is not getting no happy ending. He's probably
Yeah, that's
fucking
for damn
passed
sure.
out.
My kids are gone and my wife's sick. It's like you've been sick since we've been married.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We just heard your beautiful laugh, so you are good to go. All right, let
Okay,
me go
one
ahead
second,
and
1 second. Let me transfer back to the phone and
hold on. No, we couldn't hear you in the. No, we couldn't hear you in the.
let's go.
No, we couldn't hear you in the.
All good?
I'm double checking it. Give me a second. We heard you before.
Yeah, you should hear me now, as in I'm fully on the console now.
Before.
Come on, I can hear myself.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I'm doing doubles. I'm doing a couple things at once. But yeah, you should be good. What's up, Conservative Juggalo Podcast? Can't stay long. Got to play this game still. Well, you don't have to worry because I don't spoil anything of the game. The only parts that I play in this game are the things that you've seen in trailers and in the demo. So, but I understand if you're one of those guys who likes to get everything fresh. I get it. But either way, let me go ahead and finish sharing this out real quick so everybody knows we are live since I did not post about it today. I was too busy playing Super Mario.
I noticed that.
It's just how it be.
What a day. What a day. It was so loud. Jesus. Huh, Cool.
All right, all right, all right. Should be good now. And we are ready. Bam, shared, shared, shared. Whoa, we got a whole bunch of y'all in here early. I love it. I love it. Lets me stay in my schedule. I fucking love it. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the State of Gaming podcast on this beautiful Sunday evening or early Monday morning for you guys out there in the Western Hemisphere. Is it Western, Southern Hemisphere? What do you guys consider it out there, Hero?
I'm not a science dude, so don't know.
The
I just know that we
westernmost
walk upside down.
southernest part
We walk
of the
upside down.
world. Okay, so good morning to you guys out there. But yeah, man, today it should be a good conversation amongst bros who love gaming and I want to give you guys a heads up. There's going to be multiple topics of Xbox, but hey, that's what's in the news, and that's what I'm interested in talking about because they're doing some interesting stuff. But we're also going to be talking about PlayStation because there was a FNUF or a knuff or I don't fucking know what the word is, but there was a little thing that happened over the weekend, and once
Kerfuffle.
again, yes, exactly, perfect word, hero. Once again, it's exactly the reason why my YouTube channel has taken off is this whole conversation physical versus digital. So we're gonna dive into that conversation a little bit today as well, especially what just happened with PlayStation. And once again, Will, I told you so. And we're also gonna be talking about one of the things that I'm guarantee you Nelson's also gonna be here to confirm that we have spoken about. I have said, but Shuhei and PlayStation, we got a little bit more information, just a tad bit, just enough for us to run wild with opinions that
Hmm.
aren't verified. But hey, that's what we do,
Hmm.
man. And here just verified. It is a Southern Hemisphere. Shout out to Google. But yes, so we'll give you guys about a minute more to come in. Then I'm gonna do a couple intros, and we'll get this whole party started. So
Sweet.
Nelson, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, wash my hands, and we'll be back, bro.
Okay.
Sweet.
What's everyone but playing? Pragmata's amazing. I haven't gotten around to playing it this weekend, but I'm gonna finish it tonight.
Yeah, I haven't done Pragmata yet.
Oh my god, it's so good. Capcom's the best. Cap gods.
I know, but I've become more like thrifty, probably a worse version of thrifty because I I've narrowed down my gaming behavior, and if I'm not gonna play a game within the first week, I'm just gonna wait. Unless it's a limited edition disc print, then I'll get it immediately just to make sure I don't miss out on physical. But I'm just like, I'm not gonna play it now. The demo was really good. It's one of those extremely creative games, really, really big game changer. And it's just like what Activision 33 did for turn-based games. This game
Yeah,
could
it's
do
like a
for
whole new
puzzle games.
genre. I love it.
Yeah, it's a new genre. Yeah, I think I called it a strategy shooter. That's where I feel, or a puzzle shooter, whatever you want to call it. But really, it's a special game. The demo sold me on it. I was like, man, I'm broke. I'm
Man, I
actually
can't believe how
not
fast
financially good right now.
I was picking up weapons constantly. I was like, this is great. I thought it'd be Wednesday, Tuesday. I only have like 3 weapons. There's all kinds of shit. I gotta make choices.
That's wild. That is wild. Definitely a good game. It's a good time. I think Capcom, they're on their hero
I've
arc
been
right
saying it
now, and
for
I don't
years,
see them
man.
falling.
5 years I've been saying it. Capcom's where it's at. If you're gonna
You know the
invest in
funny
someone,
thing,
invest in Capcom.
Pragmata was actually on my should buy, not must buy, but should buy games list for the year. Like outside of my four fixed games I was going to buy this year, Pragmata was like, oh, I should buy it because it's even cheaper. Then Resident Evil came. I'm not a Resident Evil fan. I buy a few Resident Evil games. I don't like scary games. And then Resident Evil Requiem came out, and the hype was just so much. I was like, yeah. So I bought Resident Evil. I already gave Capcom my money for a game that I may never really finish because it's so crazy scary. But I supported them on that. I was like, you know what, for Pragmata, I'll wait. I know it's gonna go on discount in like 3 months or so. So I'll just wait and pick it up in
All
a
right,
better way.
gamers.
But
I am back. Sorry to disrupt your conversations here. Yes,
Good for
Pragmata
him.
is an amazing, amazing game. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But first things first. Thank you
Mm.
guys for coming through. Thank you every single one of you guys for hanging out. What is up, RPG 88? Thank you for coming through Conservative Juggalo podcast. But real quick, just some housekeeping. I want to say thank you. I say thank you every week, but it's just more thanks. The channel is growing. The channel is doing well. We just hit 3,960 subscribers like 10 minutes ago. We are 40 subscribers away from 4,000, guys. That is insane. I've been doing YouTube for less than 2 years. So the fact that we're at these numbers is just mind boggling. So I
That
want
is
to say
incredible.
thank you for that. Thank you, Hero. The other thing, too, is I want to give a huge shout out to our members. And because of our PG last week, he was able to get us five more of those members. So, real quick, we're going to list them first to last. We have RPG88 with 8 months, part of the Keep It Gaming crew membership. Then second, we have Mr. Henry Hack, who just came in a hair late before RPG, so I count them both subscribing first. Then we have Mr. Stephen Leone, who also became a member shortly after that. Sky Arthur, huge shout out to you, another 8 monther. We have Nelson Gaming Culture or Nelson Gaming 12, who's been with us for 6 months, and he's also your co host. Then we have Mr.
Mm.
Lord Metroid, who will be here with us next week, Sunday, and that's going to be a very good one because Soros is coming out, and he's a huge fan of Housemark and Returnal, so that's going to be an awesome show. Don't miss out on that one next week, Sunday. Then we have David Dowens, 23 days, Legend God 823 days, 00711, 23 days, Jocelyn 5125, 23 days. GD Skinner, 23 days. Fire Doss Lee, 8625, 7 days. William Aguilar, 7 days. So I've been trying to get on the show for a while, but dude is busy. So hopefully he comes one of these days. Then we have Unholy Mayhem, 7 days. Charlie 0106, 7 days. And TTV Might Mystify, 7 days. So thank you guys so much for becoming members of the channel. I know that YouTube takes a pretty big chunk of your membership, but hey, it's enough to buy me a game every couple of months so I can continue to do the Will It Plays and whatever other content we do for the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I just want to say that stay tuned this week. I normally do a video every other day. So we stopped doing the daily thing because I was getting fucking, I feel like a hooker with 13 Johns per day. And I'm like, this pussy needs a rest. So I started doing every other day, and it only benefited the channel even more because it gave people the opportunity to watch the videos and dissect them before they move on to the next one. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about cutting that up even
Oh.
more. But yeah, so we've been doing really good. But this week, we're going to have 3 videos dropping back to back to back. So instead of every other day, we're going to drop 3 days of straight videos, kind of like how we did with the Resident Evil week before Requiem came out. And these videos are going to be 3 of the same thing. I went to a video game convention this weekend, and the first video is giving you the details, how big it was, the ticket pricing, what was all available, things like that. The second video
Yep.
is going to be more of my experience, what I thought about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today as well, and things like that. And then the third one, I will be showing you guys what I bought from there. You know, the games that I picked up, stuff like that. And remember, if you're a member of the channel, you can watch those right now. You don't have to wait till I release them. You can watch them right now. And that's one of the benefits of becoming a member. I also posted a members only video a few days ago, and that is only for members. And that you will be in those type of videos, you'll be able to see a little bit more of Will's personal side, a little bit more of my personal life, and just a little bit more personable, and find a little bit more of my likes and dislikes. I ask for your guys' opinion a lot in there, and believe it or not, some of the things you guys let me know in there, I apply it to my video, to my content. So if you want to be part of the decision making, that's why I call it the Keep It Gaming crew, because you members are afforded the opportunity to be involved in more than just viewing, but you get a one-on-one audience with me on what you would like to see moving forward, and I really take that serious. If you every time you become a member, that's $5, man. That's hard earned money. You know what I mean? Things are expensive, and you still choose to support me. I want to make sure that I do everything I can, everything in my power to give that support right back. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But as I was mentioned earlier, we have a slew of topics for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Xbox, PlayStation. We're going to be talking about Nintendo. Today with Xbox, there's been a lot of talk in the Xbox community about exclusives. We're going to try to get to the bottom of, is this a real thing, a not real thing, and what the panel really thinks about it. Is it really worth it for Xbox to even have exclusives anymore? So that's going to be a topic. We're also going to be talking about Game Pass. They just dropped price this week. Is it enough? Why are they doing that? So we're definitely going to get in that discussion with the panel and give you guys our opinion, what we think. So please chat, get involved with us here today because we really want to hear your opinion as well. We're also going to be talking about PlayStation. So it's not all going to be Xbox. We're going to be talking PlayStation. There was a big DRM scare this weekend, and that's going to be interesting to talk about, especially with my channel and the content that I make when I endorse physical so much. And this is one of the reasons of kind of why I do it, but there's other reasons to go along with it. We're going to get into that today. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Nintendo. Nothing negative, hopefully, even though some negative things will come out. But I titled this podcast Xbox Game Pass something at the end, Nintendo Magic. And I really, really want to, I'm excited to get into that conversation with the boys today because Will 777 JP experience some Nintendo Magic this weekend. So it's going to be a good night, good conversation. I'm off tomorrow, so I don't have a bedtime tonight, even though my old ass will start falling asleep around midnight. But we'll wait till that happens. Right now, let's introduce our panel. And first things first, let's introduce the main star of tonight. First time on the podcast, even though he's been a subscriber for a long, long time. We finally
Hey,
got
day
our
one.
schedules to, yeah, since day one. We finally got our schedules to align. He reached out and said, "Hey, I'm available." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And today we have Mr. Hero Down Under. Hero, let before I ask you the typical question, what have you been playing lately? Let the people know, man. Let them get to know you and let them know, when did you start gaming? What was your first console? What kept you gaming throughout the years? Let them know a little bit about you, Hero.
All right, that's good. Thank you, Will. My origin story. I started gaming from my earliest memory, I believe it was 1988 or 1989.
Damn, you're
I'm not
old.
old.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm old. I'm 45 years old.
Hey, we're all old.
But I'm still young. I'm still
Hell
young.
yeah.
So, my first gaming experience was a PC. So I grew up with middle class family. So we had I was in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and I had a PC growing up. Um, I can't remember exactly what the games were, but I do remember a lot of platformers and some side-scrolling games on PC.
Sorry to interrupt you,
But in
Hero,
19,
because people
yeah,
need to understand that you're from Nigeria, and that's cool as
yeah,
fuck. Like, how many people
no,
we know from
that's
Nigeria?
cool.
I don't. So let them know a little bit about your gaming history in Nigeria. You say you were playing on PC. Like, what was the vibe in
Yeah.
Nigeria? Were there a lot of PC players? Was it a class thing, like in the West? Is it whatever you can get your hands on? What was it like as a kid in Nigeria playing on PC?
Okay, I should give good context for that. So, to have a PC back in the late 80s, early 90s, you're considered rich. You're actually considered rich. So the reason why I actually got a PC was my dad used to work for the bottling company, Nigerian bottling company, which is basically an affiliate of Coca-Cola. And the PC I got wasn't even really bought. He just basically collected it from the office and brought it home. Right? It was an IBM PC back in the day. But the thing is, we had enough TVs. We had two or three TVs. And back in the day, in the 80s, every house had one TV at most. We had three TVs. So I had a game space with a TV there, but I also had a PC. The PC was meant for me to learn basic and MS-DOS and other applications like that. That was what it was meant for, but I use it for gaming. So in Nigeria, for you to have a TV, you're already well-to-do. For you to have a PC, you're considered rich. I was not rich, but we had a lot of access to a lot of things. So to grow up with that level of access and to be that technologically privileged at that time was a very big deal. and I was in the city. So basically, what Sydney and what New York are to Sydney to Australia, New York to the US. That's what Lagos is to Nigeria. So I was in the best place to be in any case. But I had privileged access to so many things. My dad, when I think when I was about to be 10 years old, I was asking him to buy me I think it was a Nintendo Entertainment System or a Super Nintendo at the time. I think it was Super Nintendo. But my dad, being a very smart, cheap skate that he was, very, very smart and cheapskate, he got me a Famicom. And that was my first actual console. I had that console with I think it was a 10-inch TV at the time for a number of years going into mid 90s. So most of the games I played were the original Mario game on NES. I can't remember what it was, but the original Mario game, some side scroller games, some funny top-down driving games, some funny soccer top-down games, and the biggest one was Contra. Contra is my biggest memory from that period because I played it for probably 6 years. Never beat it, but I wasn't so good at it. But that was my big experience with console. In the early 90s, I can't remember exactly what year, probably 93 to 96. I discovered an arcade, and I think it was X-Men Children of the Atom or something like that. And that
Mm.
Oh,
was
that's
when
a
I
good
saw
one.
that's when I saw what graphics really could be. And my brain was blown, as in it was like incredible. I started skipping school, primary school. I don't know what you guys call it in the US, but I
Yeah,
started
skipping
skipping
school.
school. I'll take money, my lunch money, and not go to school on some days and go to the arcade and
Oh
spend the
shit.
entire day there.
Dude, you're such a fucking gamer. Ugh.
So lots of Street Fighter. I think when Mortal Kombat came out, that was the moment because at that time when the original Mortal Kombat came out, it seemed like the peak of graphics. So that also fighting games were my jam back in the day. So as you can see, the fighting game theme going on. I sucked at it, but the fact that I'm playing something that for me was photorealistic, that was what it was the best it could ever be. Eventually, I think I can't remember, but at some point I went to a friend's house and I saw the PS1, and that one shocked me. I saw them playing Crash Bandicoot because my father refused to buy me any games. I just basically had that family come for so many years, and I had no money. So I relied on my dad to give me money to do things. Or occasionally, my brother would steal stuff because my dad used to bring cash home from work. We have briefcases of lots of cash, as in, don't ask me what he was doing, but he had briefcases of cash. And we would go through some of
We
his
won't ask.
yeah, some of his money. We'll go through some of his money and take maybe a note out from every single bundle. My brother used to do that, and he'll give me my commission essentially.
Jeez.
So basically, we used to steal lots of dad's money, and we used to spend it on stuff. My brother spent it on girls. I spent it on games, bootleg games, usually during that time to play on Famicom. But when I discovered the PS1 and Crash Bandicoot, oh my God, it wasn't about the graphics, it was about the way the game played and the audio quality that came out from the console. It was revolutionary. It was the first time I didn't even know it was a Naughty Dog game. I didn't know studios at the time. But I was just like, my goodness. We have a Sony TV at home. We have everything at home. It was all Sony music system and everything.
You know
I
what,
never knew
hero?
that they made consoles. Yep,
That
yep. You want me
explains
to pause?
more your love of Naughty Dog than just The Last of Us being good or Uncharted being good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah,
we're
true.
starting to get into your psychiatry of why you love Naughty
That's
Dog.
good.
Sorry to
That's
bother you,
good.
man. Go ahead.
No, no, that's actually very good because until now, I didn't even piece it together that actually my first experience of a PlayStation and the first thing I saw and also played was actually Crash Bandicoot. And I could link it now. Yeah, I think that's true. Why Naughty Dog is my favorite. Yeah, my favorite studio, but their games are not my favorite IPs. That's the funny thing. It's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. So anyway, I used to go to game centers. So we had like I think they call them I don't know what they call them in Asia, but we had game centers, places where you have consoles, multiple consoles with screens, and you have to pay just like going to an arcade. So I used to spend so much money, so much time going to game
Oh, it's kind of
centers
like one of
playing.
those kind of what like one of those computer lab places. Instead,
Yes,
it's consoles.
yes. It's consoles, yeah. He said it's
Yeah.
consoles. So that's what I did for so many years. I remember, I can't remember what year it was, but it was about a year, 1997. That's the year. That was the year I bought my first console with my own money, and that was the PS2.
Mm.
I don't know how many years the PS2 had been out at the time, but I was able to save. my inflated allowance. So I used to lie to my dad when I was in university because I got to university in 1997. I would lie to my dad about the cost of so many different things, and they
Yeah.
would send me more money, and I was able to use that to put together to actually afford a 14-inch TV. It was it was wasn't an Itachi TV or something. It was a funny Japanese brand TV. It was secondhand, it wasn't brand new, and then I bought a brand new PlayStation 2. So I was able to afford that. I basically had a luxurious life, and back then I used to play lots of soccer games. I'll shorten this as fast as possible. I used to play
Nice.
lots of PlayStation, Pro Evolution soccer games, and Ubisoft games.
And you were an adult
Um,
by then, right? By the PS2 era?
uh, I was 17 years old, was it?
Oh,
I was
okay.
17 or 18. I was still a teenager, but I was being very, very smart because in Nigeria, you don't get a job unless you're extremely poor. You're not going to get a job until you graduate from university. You just will
Oh,
not get a job. No one will offer you a job because it's an
yeah.
offense to your family if you're given a job. That's what
Gotcha.
it's a backward society at that time, and I think it's probably better now. But so angry. In any case, I had to find my way to steal money to, and when I say steal, I mean stealing from my own parents.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
steal money from my
To
own
support
parents
your
and all of
habit.
that. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I always had friends, girls, guys coming to my because I had like a condo. Let's call it a condo. I lived in a condo university. My father gave me everything I needed to be comfortable. So I had
Sounds
like a
like your dad
condo.
was selling blood diamonds anyways. He could spare a little bit.
For context, my dad became the number two person in Coca-Cola in Nigeria. So
Oh, wow.
we eventually became like a little bit wealthy, a little bit
Nice.
wealthy. But I was treated like a king, so I had everything I needed except games. So I had to find my way to scheme my way to buy games. So I did
Hey,
all of that.
it's like when we have our kids, like, hey, you got a house over your head, you got food in your belly, you
Yep,
got clothes on your
yep.
back, but it's like, Dad, I need the games, dude. Like, I'll give up the clothes in my back. I'll give up the food. I need the games.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll speed this up. So from PS2, eventually I would sell my console to buy a new console. I sold my PS. I bought every single iteration of the PS2. So I would sell one to buy a new model. PS3 came out. I bought it a year after it came out.
Mm.
I had started working then. I think it was my second or third job. Bought the PS3. Had good experiences. Didn't know about the hack because I never used to play online. In Nigeria, we basically didn't used to play online because it was too expensive to be online. So
Yeah.
I didn't know about the hack and all the issues. I lived a bit of a sheltered life in PlayStation ecosystem because I never really looked at other experiences after I saw the PS1 for the first time. I played
Very
the
cool.
GameCube game in a friend's house. I played so many other Nintendo consoles, but I never really cared about them. I didn't know about the Xbox. In Nigeria and most of Africa, till today, they don't really care about the Xbox because we just didn't care. Sony was Nigeria
Well, the
on the
world, let's be
electronics
honest, the
industry.
world doesn't really care
Yeah,
about Xbox.
yeah.
So it's not a Nigeria thing, not
I
even
know. So I just want,
America.
I want to be nice. I want to be nice, right? So I know I'm biased. I'm Sony biased. I'm PlayStation biased, but I'm not also stupid. I don't like being taken for a ride.
Hmm.
In any case, PS3, PS4. I did not experience the best PS4 games until I came to Australia. Funny enough, many years after I've been playing on PlayStation because it was too expensive to buy games back in my country.
Yeah.
But as a migrant coming here,
Yeah,
I
isn't
moved to
buying a
this country.
system in Africa like it costs like three times what it costs out of the
For,
box?
for context, so the average salary when I worked in the banking industry, which was where I was earning a lot of money, I was earning about I can't convert it to naira to US dollar right now, but the average salary for most people was it's called our currency was called naira, and I think it's still naira, yeah. It was about 30,000 naira in a month, and I
Hmm.
was earning about 200,000 naira in a month.
Mm.
But for me to buy my PlayStation 3, it cost me 500,000. So essentially 2.5 months of my salary.
Wow.
So the average person could not afford a PlayStation 3 unless they save for 3 years. And
Wow.
I saved for 4 months because I was very, very frugal. Saved for 4 months and I bought the PlayStation 3. So most people, it was a luxury hobby. So right now I see the prices of everything and I know that yeah, I lived a luxury life back then because I could afford it
That's
because it was
crazy.
the only thing I cared about. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well,
You
dude,
can imagine.
just a couple months ago here on the podcast, we talked about how I saw a YouTube video, and this place was like
Mm,
in the Middle East somewhere. I think it was like Turkey or something like that. And the shop owner was talking about how he's still right now, 2026. His number one
yeah.
selling product is Xbox 360 and PS3. And the interviewer was asking him like, "Why PS5 is out? You know all this." He's like, "Well, because so many people have a hard time affording these things that by now the
Mm,
PS3, by now the Xbox 360 are becoming affordable." So for them to get to the PS5, that's still a decade away before they can at least get to that. Where the majority of the
mm,
populace, based on their income, they can only get the PS3, Xbox 360. So that is crazy
yeah.
that, where you grew up, it kind of shares a similar kind of thing.
It's a privilege. So that's why I see gaming as a privilege, but I still don't want it to get too expensive for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the end of my origin story. So I came to Australia in 2018.
Mhm.
The only thing I came with was my PS4. I sold everything I had. Everything I had. I came in with my PS4, a copy of PES, that's Revolution Soccer 2017, and a copy of Uncharted 4. I sold every other game. You know how to move, but I came, my hand luggage was my PlayStation 4 and those two games. I was
Mm.
ready to lose anything in the luggage except my console. I was like, I am not selling this console, first of all. It's going to be expensive to buy for me right now. Because all we came to Australia with was about 2,600 US dollars. When you
Wow.
think about me selling everything I had, and I could only come, and I was living a privileged life in Nigeria. So to come down here with so little money,
Mhm.
man, it took me a while, but right now my TV is worth more than that amount of money.
Oh,
So right now I've come a long way, and getting the PS5 day one was such a blessing because I was out of work during COVID when that came out, but I had been saving for the PS5 so I could actually afford to buy it. In any
yeah.
case, my origin story is all PlayStation, a little bit of Nintendo at the beginning, but then all PlayStation, zero Xbox. And I'm quite happy to be part of this community. All of you guys I met online since I joined online Twitter and YouTube in 2019 has been incredible, incredible. So I'm really thankful to be part of this community. I'm thankful to talk to serious, smart people.
No,
So
that's
very,
fire,
very
bro.
thankful for that.
I think a lot of us feel the same way, man. We've what's crazy thing about gaming is that we all know video game is huge, right? Like it's all over the world. People, even non gamers, are gamers, right? Whether they know it or not, they're
Mm,
playing Candy Crush or playing whatever on their phone. They don't think they're gamers, but they're gamers. But in our personal lives, though, and this is something I tell the community here is part of the reason I created the channel, outside from all the bullshit we see in gaming, is if I call my sister, talk to her about gaming, she don't give a fuck. If I tell my girlfriend about gaming, she don't care. If I tell a couple of my friends, maybe one will care because they're my friend, but they don't play games. So in our personal life, it feels like finding other gamers can sometimes be a difficult thing, but yet it's such a big medium, you would figure there'd be a lot more gamers available in your personal life, in your regular surroundings, which I always thought it was super weird. But either way, we congregate on places like this. I mean, hell, here we have two people from the Midwest. We have somebody in the Western Hemisphere. Last
uh-huh.
week, we had somebody from the East Coast, from the Central. Right now in the chat, we got people from the West side of the United States. It's all over the place. So that's a beautiful thing about gaming. But I'm glad to have Hero here tonight. I'm excited to dig into his opinions, especially being kind of a worldwide person. He's traveled from, the continent of Africa to the continent of Australia, and he has his own experiences that we don't have here. So it's going to be awesome. Next, we have our co host, which is here every single week. Um, Before we go to Nelson, Hero, you never told us what games are you actually playing right now?
Oh, my bad, my bad. Right now I'm playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins. That's a game I bought in 2018 when
Mm-hmm.
I first started affording games better when I came to this country, and I only played. Well, I had to work, guys. I had to work. I only played maybe like 6 hours at a time, and I did a bit of stop start over the years, and I'm back fully in it because I was watching a lot of documentaries on ancient Egypt, Israel, archaeology. Like, hey, Assassin's Creed Origins. Let me actually try to finish this game. I'm playing
Yeah.
that. I started Kena Bridge of Spirits a couple of weeks ago, finally, after buying it year one. I've got such a terrible habit. I'm playing FC 26, which I always rack up to 300 hours or 400 hours a year on soccer games. I will continue to play that.
Yeah.
And then I also finished The Expanse Osiris Reborn beta. Looking
Mm,
forward to the full release of that game next year. Hazel, sit down. So yeah, I'm having a good time with a variety of games, but my main focus is AC Origin, which is why I'm not buying day one games as much anymore. Completely
yeah.
changed my habit.
Very nice. Yeah, yeah, there's just, we talked about this last week, how new games aren't just competing with new games, they're also competing with old games. You were on Thrifty's podcast when I was there, and I said the same thing. It's just a lot going on that even hardcore gamers like us are finding a hard time to play. But, Mr. Nelson is finally here. This guy ignores
I'll
me
be
all
right back.
fucking
Just give
week.
me 5 minutes.
You're
Be
good.
right back.
He ignores me all fucking week, and then he shows up like nothing fucking happens. Like I don't have feelings. Like I don't miss him. Like I don't take pictures with Solid Snake just to share with him. You treat me like fucking dirt. But go ahead, Nelson. Tell the people what you've been playing on this week.
My usual, and then Pragmata.
What the fuck is your usual?
You know what my usual is. I'm tired of saying
I
it.
do, but they don't.
Helldivers 2 and Gran Turismo.
Are you gonna apologize to me
For what?
for treating me like shit?
I ignore everything.
I don't fucking care. We're special. We did that one thing that one time that nobody knows about. You said you loved
Oh,
me.
okay. Well, fucking Pragmata is amazing, though. I'm gonna finish that tonight. So if you're bored after this,
I finished it.
uh,
So I finished Pragmata like 2, 3 days ago. And it's one of the few games that after I finish, I continue to play. I'm trying to clear
I
up
want to play
all
it
the
again
sections.
too. I'm gonna play it again after Sorrows.
Well, I didn't do a new game plus. I'm just cleaning up all the levels, because they tell you the percentage,
Yeah, the fucking
100%.
challenges are hard, eh?
Yeah. What are you fucking Canadian now? A?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I live
A?
close to Canada.
So I've been watching a whole bunch of hockey videos lately. I don't know why. I mean, I love hockey. Well, I don't love it like how a hockey fan loves it, but I love it for what it is. And it's a whole bunch of Canadians, hockey players. So they're always saying A, A, and that just reminded me of that. But either way, yeah, Pragmata is a really good game, man. I'm still playing it, even though I beat it. I'm just trying to clean up all the collectibles and the stuff that I missed in the previous, while I was playing it. And
You know what
I'm
my favorite part
also,
about hockey is? Like, a football game, if there's 2 minutes left in the game and it's a close game, there's really like 20 minutes left. In a basketball game, if it's a close game
yeah,
and there's 2 minutes left, there's like 40 minutes left. In
yeah,
fucking hockey, if there's about 2 minutes left, there's
that's
about
it.
fucking 2 minutes left.
Yep. And the other thing I love about hockey is you can fucking beat the guy's ass that pissed you off, or just for team morale. It doesn't matter. And you just sit down for 10 minutes and come back. Like, how fire is that? But either way, let's get into some gaming. And, because of Hero's introduction, and I just find that so fucking fascinating, man. Like, dude, Hero is from Nigeria. The guy grew up playing arcades, saw fucking Crash Bandicoot on the
Yeah, I'm
PS1.
wondering if his dad was that Nigerian prince always trying to get me to buy shit.
Buy shit, right?
Or send him shit, you know what I mean?
Then this fucking guy grows up buying PlayStation the best way he can. Then he moves to Australia, and now he's living his best life, family man. Like that is just mind blowing to me. We have Nelson, fucking grew up Midwest, the United States, joined the military, is out, has got a family, loves gaming. We have people that are finance guys. We have engineers. We have all sorts of different people from all over the world. And man, that's the best part of gaming to me. But let's actually, our first topic. Even though I wrote it last on the title of the video, I want to talk about Nintendo Magic. And it doesn't have to be Nintendo Magic specifically. It could be PlayStation Magic, Xbox Magic. Hell, I'm going to talk a little bit of Magic from all of it because I bought, or shout out to Henry, he gifted me his Super Nintendo. You guys all saw the video about that. But I just turned it on for the first time yesterday. So when I went to the video game
Felt that Super
convention,
Nintendo magic.
oh my God. I picked up Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I picked up Alice Madness Returns for the 360. And I also picked up Super Mario World, which is the game that I really wanted to play. And I was playing, what is it called? Donut Valley. And in one of the last level, so I was about to get to the end, and there's like a hole in the ground that I had to jump over, but I had got hit by one of the porcupine things, and I was like, I had to make a choice. Either I drop Yoshi here and make it to the finish line, or I die. What did I do? I dropped Yoshi, and I felt bad. I'm like, Yoshi, I'll get you another level, player. But that little fucking moment of sacrifice with Yoshi just to make it to the finish line, it just reminded me how fun that game was, man. And it was my very first game ever on my very first console ever when I was 4 years old. I have more hours than it's the only game I played for 2 years straight. Because around a year later is when my family actually moved to the United States. So we were broke as fuck. All we had, just like Hero Story, we sold everything. We didn't have no money. All we had were our belongings. Super Nintendo where she could have easily sold it, got $80 for it, $100 for it. Mind you, $80 to $100 back in '93. That's like fucking $300 in today's money. You know what I mean? So that could have made their life way easier, but they didn't, and they allowed me to keep it. And so I played nothing but Super Mario World for 2 years, man. And just playing that thing again today or last night and doing the sacrifice with Yoshi, just like took me back. And the question I got for the panel, I'll start with Nelson first since Hero's not here right now, is do you feel like some of that gaming magic is gone? Or do you feel like is it because we're older that we don't see the magic anymore and now it's just about playing a game, letting loose for a little bit?
It's because I can go out and buy whatever I want, and I don't have to rely on other people.
Yeah, but like right now, I currently have, not a lot of games, but I got 3 games for the Super Nintendo. I could easily switch between the three. I have a shit ton of PlayStation and Xbox game. I could easily go play one of those, but something kept me there playing Super Nintendo all day. And you can say nostalgia, right? And look, I'm gonna be honest, nostalgia hit me like a ton of bricks. But the nostalgia faded after like 15, 20 minutes. Hell, it faded as soon as my son fucking kept spamming the X button with what's his name, the Indian dude in Street Fighter, and whooped me 3 times because that's all he kept doing. I was getting pissed off. So at that point, nostalgia left. Like I was ready to ground his ass, right? Like I'm just like, you little shit, just fucking do a different move. But I still kept playing. And I felt good about it. Even though I kept getting pissed off because I kept losing, I still felt good. Do you think that we were just more open minded as children? Like, do you still feel the magic in gaming now? Is what I guess what I'm trying to say, Nelson.
I don't know. It doesn't have the same charm, I don't think.
Well, good thing Hero's back. Hero, I don't know if you heard anything
Yeah,
I said about the magic in
I did.
gaming. You did?
I did.
So, what do you feel? Do you think that the magic in gaming is gone because we're older, or is it because the games isn't as good, or do you still feel that magic in gaming today?
Um, I know lots of people always go with the back in my day,
Hmm.
and the older you get, the more it seems like everything is worse. But to be honest, sometimes the elders are right. Sometimes
Yeah,
technology has gotten more proliferated, but actually worse, to be
yeah,
honest. Video games have taken the same path, I believe. I believe that we are in a period right now where we have an abundance of actualized games that we could never have when we were younger. Children actually are having a worse experience because of free-to-play games, because
hmm,
everything is safe now, and that's the real reason why. For me, I don't have the time I used to have when I was younger, but the variety is not as much anymore. It's also samey, to be honest. All
yeah,
we have is that's why Pragmata stands out, right? That's why Explore Expedition 33 stands out, and Mouse PI. Those games stand out because they are what we grew up with. Each platform and each studio doing something completely different.
hmm,
It's getting worse because all the publishers, all the platform owners, all the investors are looking for massive, not just return on investment, massive returns on investment, and they play it safe. And that
yeah,
creates a problem where when everything is the same, then nothing is valuable anymore. So I do believe it's worse, and it's really down to free to play and live service. Well, I would not even say live service. I think it's free to play much more than
yeah.
live service.
Oh yeah.
So I do believe it's worse.
I agree with the free to play because something
You actually know what
conservative.
I think the biggest difference is? back in the day, almost every game that you played was something new, a new franchise,
Yeah.
a new fighting game. You know what I mean? There was only a few, what do you want to call it, known quantities like Final Fantasy and Street Fighter, but most games you didn't have a previous game to go off of.
Yeah,
So
and look,
everything was like a new experience,
well, I was playing
new characters, new everything.
Street Fighter 2 today, and I'm not a fighting game guy. Like I do own the new Street Fighter, and I stopped playing that thing after the first like 15, 20 minutes because you had to like go into the hub and I was just getting confused. Like I'm like, dude, I just want to fight, do like a basic career mode. And I gave up on it, and I haven't been back since. And this was 2 years ago. Thankfully, I paid $20 for the game, like I do most of my games. But today, I was playing Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo, and me and my son played that thing for like an hour straight, and I had no complaints. It was simple, basic. You have a block, you have 4 hits that you can do, and you can combo them in a lot of different ways. But that's it, simple. And I feel like sometimes, another reason why I dropped Crimson
Sometimes
Desert.
less is more.
Sometimes less is more. Thank you. Thank you, Nelson. Sometimes less is more. Because if I bring up modern Nintendo, right? I own Metroid, I own Mario Kart. I own the big Mario games or the big Nintendo games for the Switch too. Even those don't feel like they have that Nintendo magic like how the Super Nintendo did, N64 did, GameCube did. Hell, even the Wii. Like I just feel there's nothing that sets it apart from anything else except for the performance, right? It's better than the Switch One performance wise. Graphics look a little bit better than the first one, but we all know Nintendo's art style is what holds it. It's like it's the same thing. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like to me. It's a lot of the same shit, and it's not even that it's a lot of the same shit because we can argue that a game like Pragmata, a game like Crimson Desert is the same shit. But there's something in the simplicity of it and that they keep it the same, but at the same time they are doing something different, which is enticing the players. Am I making sense of what I'm talking about, Hero, or am I just all over the board?
No, no, no. You're definitely making sense. You're definitely making sense. This is what makes a game like Tekken still stand out
Hmm.
because Street Fighter has become. I think Street Fighter chased, like you used Street Fighter example at the beginning, and Street Fighter actually chased they chased the Mortal Kombat realistic but stylized.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I think they've fallen prey because Mortal Kombat has massively. Street Fighter is on its way down as well. Tekken has always been the one that's been very, very different, high graphics, but the most in-depth game style that they actually have. Virtual Fighter is like that as well, but I never really played them. Every other, I
Hmm.
think they're just trying to copy each other too much right now, and it's becoming a chore. It's becoming a chore. It's that I'm frustrated by the way the industry has gone because you saw it much earlier, about 2 years before I started noticing the trend. And you're very, very vocal. Yourself and Emmanuel are very, very E4 Exchange. You're very vocal about those things. I was never really so vocal, just satisfied. But everyone has copied themselves so much that the industry is just in a weird place right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that the last couple of days, and it's a little bothersome, right? But it is what it is. So thankfully, the games that came out previously just didn't disappear out of thin air, right? We can still go back to them. And
Yeah.
me and Hero are on the same page right now. We're like we're playing the stuff that we already have, right? Like the new stuff looks cool, looks amazing, but I'll get to it when I get to it. Like a big example for me, and it's Mouse PI. I've been waiting for this game for since I saw it. That stylized
Mhm.
Mickey Mouse type of thing, and I haven't even bought it yet. Now, part of the reason is that the physical comes
I'm
out in
getting it
June.
physical in July,
Yes, in June. Um,
June.
but that's a big reason of why. But you guys know
That's better.
me. I'll double dip all fucking day. I'll buy the game digital, then I'll buy it physical as well. But I haven't for this game, and it's not that I don't want to play it. It's just that you know what? I got stuff to play right now that I know is good, that I know I'm gonna enjoy, that I haven't got the platinum in, that I haven't got all the trophies in. I'll just go to that. Right. And now it's 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later. So now the game is optimal. It's at the optimal state that it could ever be with all the updates, all the content ready to be replayed again. But I just want to bring up that quick conversation with the guys to see about the so-called Nintendo magic or gaming magic. It
Speaking of
doesn't.
Nintendo Magic, do you see what I'm gonna have the wife get tickets to? She's gonna find out if she can get off. We're gonna go see Bit Brigade.
I don't know what that is. It Rip Grid.
Bit Brigade is they play NES and Super Nintendo music, like
Oh,
Mega
okay,
Man
okay,
X and
okay. Yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's dope. When is that happening?
July 31st at the Ice House.
Nice. Well, we gotta send us some pictures, bro, and videos. That's just gonna be dope.
I
Um,
can't wait. I just gotta figure out if my wife's going and if Luke's going, because me and Marcus are definitely going. We'll leave their ass home.
yeah, you have to. You have to leave their ass home if they don't want to go. Fuck it. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic and let's jump into PlayStation right away. And for this PlayStation topic, so we're going to talk about both the DRM issue and the age confirmation issue. I took notes, so I have everything written down here in front of me. So let me read you guys what I wrote first, and then we'll get into the topic of discussion. So let's go over the age verification here. So I wrote PlayStation A verification requirement is a controversy that really started this weekend because a rollout is happening in the UK in Ireland. So what is happening exactly? Sony is requiring adult PSN accounts to verify their age to keep using online communication features. This is primarily rolling out in the UK and Ireland first due to the UK's Online Safety Act and similar regulations. I think it starts in June 2026 as the key enforcement date when basically they're going to be enforcing it for sure. So it is a one time per account. If you don't verify, you can still play games, you can still earn trophies, you can use the store, etc. But you will lose access to voice chat, parties, messaging, text, and broadcasting, sharing to YouTube and Twitch. Some in-game user-generated content or third-party tools like Discord integration as well. Sony sent emails to users about it, and it's framed as compliance with global regulations with broader plans beyond just the UK. So that answered my very first question when I first saw that is, well, that's a UK and Ireland regulation. It doesn't affect me, but PlayStation already sent emails to these people in the UK and Ireland saying, hey, it's starting with them, but this is part of a broader global regulations. I agree with Thrifty, where this is the parents' responsibility to look out for their kids' safety. PlayStation needs to get the fuck out of my house, needs to get the fuck out of my console. It's mine. But let's pass this around. Hero, what do you think about the age verification the things that you can still do, the things that you can't, and how do you think it's going to affect the industry in general? And also, just give me your opinion. Do you think they should or they shouldn't?
Um, it's complicated. So age verification happening in the UK definitely means it's going to go across the entire world. And Australia, we're classified under EU. So
Hmm.
I know we're going to get it. I've received the email as well, but nothing has changed so far on the system. I've not been asked to fill anything yet. But I have received an email that I will have to update the permissions for my son. So at some point, so that is coming to Australia. The thing is, if they ask me to, which I don't know what the process is, if they ask me to upload is maybe passport or birth certificate or something, I am not going to do that. I'm just gonna leave it as is. No communication on PlayStation. Sorry, but I'm not putting your identity online for any damn reason.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a bad idea unless they want to use just mobile phones. If they want to use mobile phones as the only thing you need to put in there, the truth of the
Hmm.
matter is that most of our information is already out there with so many organizations. It's already too late for the adults. But for the children, they're trying to capture the data of these kids when they are actually less aware and they can
Yeah.
take control of their futures. I do not support that from any organization. It doesn't matter if it's a law from the EU, from Australia, from the US. It doesn't matter. It's a bad practice.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. It really isn't necessary. So I don't know why they're doing it. That's why I see it as behavior tracking, identity tracking, and control of people's futures. It's very,
Mhm.
very dystopian. I don't like it. It seems, in a sense, they frame it that they are adhering to the new laws, But even those laws themselves are actually evil. So the EU and UK generally are seen as very customer protection focused. But that's always the problem. It's just like, and I'll just make a quick analogy here. Um, PlayStation is usually seen as like the best place for premium experiences. And
Hmm.
that's the number one reason why they betray their customers and fans, because there's that trust in them. Apple is seen the same way also. That's why they also betray their fans. The
Hmm.
moment an organization is seen as good in some certain areas, that's when they become the most dangerous. So like the Batman quote, was it that you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
Yep.
This is exactly what's happening, not just to companies, but to countries, to legal entities. It's a bad play, and I just feel most parents should just refuse it. The PC is still there, which is a more dangerous place, but let them leave them on PC if that's going to be the case.
Hmm.
Uh, I just don't like the identity tracking and all of that. I don't like the fact that the DRM issue is also there right now, which has always been there. There are so many things going on right now that I'm disillusioned, obviously. But
Yeah.
this is why the fight for physical is important. And fine, we can always have Discord-like calls or actual phone calls or WhatsApp calls or whatever it is, FaceTime calls, and use that for chat instead of actually using the systems themselves. There are options. So most people will opt out of this. I believe most, unless they lock you out of your system, like Nintendo can have proven that they can do. I don't think it's going to really fly for majority. Maybe 30, 20% people will take it up, but I think majority will refuse. Majority of parents will refuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I hope that's the case. I hope that people do stand their ground. I have some time to think about it here in the States. I haven't received an email like that. I don't know anybody who has yet. But I think it is an invasion of privacy. I mean, look, if these guys were secure, I may think a little differently about it, but these guys are getting hacked how many times? And not just little minor hacks, but big hacks where they have stolen. I mean, fuck, look at the PS3, PS4 gen. How much money did they lose because they had to give people, um, the option of a free game because they fucked up so bad? How long was PlayStation Plus down at that time because they were just so fucked up with the hacking? Now that's just another liability, all from an entertainment source. I think that these studios or these gaming companies are starting to drink their own Kool-Aid and believe they have more power than they actually do. And that is a trend that we've been seeing for a long time, especially with their pricing strategies, with the way they just treat us as customers. I mean, you try to get a refund from PlayStation, that's it's like you have better chances of winning the lottery. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. But Nelson, what do you think about this whole age verification thing?
I'm wondering how much work that's gonna cost me because I let my kids play whatever the hell they want.
Well, you just got to
I
sign
don't
in
give a shit.
once, or you just got to do it once. That's it. But remember, they
I
have
guess
all
things
your
could be worse.
information there. Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean things could be worse? What's worse? To you,
I don't know. I don't really understand it.
what do you mean? You got to submit an ID, some form of
An
verification.
ID? They ain't got no fucking ID.
Well, that's the point. If they don't have ID, they can't use the online
What am I gonna?
services.
Birth certificate, they all have it.
Yep, birth
They all
Yeah,
have
I
it.
certificate.
guess. That sounds like a hassle to me.
Well, outside the hassle part, what do you think about the privacy part?
I don't like them having my kids' information.
All right, cool.
Uh-huh.
Well, you heard
Exactly.
Nuss's opinion. He doesn't want you to have your kids' information. Simple as that. Now let's talk about the other thing that happened this
They might
weekend.
fucking by the time they hit 18, they might go out to get their first car loan or something like that, and find out some prince of Nigeria fucking. I'm just giving.
Yep. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. So yeah, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. This is something that you and your family are gonna have to talk about. Is it worth doing to include your information, your family's information, just to be able to use online services like And the other thing that people aren't talking about is what are going to be the effects of the rebellion of this, right? Meaning, kids are always going to try to find a way to get around shit. Is this going to put more families in danger? In the way, and what I mean by that is now instead of a kid just being able to start a party chat and talk to another person, will they now be stealing their parents' phone, giving out phone numbers, giving out home
Probably.
addresses just to be
We've
able to
already had
communicate
that
with their
issue.
friends? You know what I mean? Like, how far are they going to push kids to do even worse shit than just at least? Because look, PlayStation already monitors your chats, they monitor your conversations.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Yeah.
arguments I've been using about physical games for a long time, right? Where you say the wrong thing, PlayStation can ban your account, suspend your account, you lose all your shit, all your games, poof, gone. When you have physical games, there's nothing they can do about it. Yes, they can fucking block your PS
You can't
Plus or
play online.
whatever. You can't play online, but whatever. There's ways around that. You can create a whole new fucking email, all sorts of shit. But you do not lose your games physically. Digitally, you can.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
they can already do that, right? If they have keywords on there, if you start talking about dick and pussy and ass, well, you can just censor that. You can red flag it. You can send an investigator to check it out. There's just, to me, other ways that they already have established with the customer base that they can continue to use and enforce. They use AI already. Like, you're telling me you cannot use AI to fucking look for hazardous language online, especially with kids, especially for people like me and Nelson. I'm sure you do too, Hero, or maybe I don't know. But we have parental control. So my kid
Yeah.
is only allowed to he can't make purchases. He cannot start his own party chats. Games, I don't really care. He can play Doom. He can play whatever he wants. I don't have an issue with that, except Roblox. Roblox is a very guarded thing here in my house. But outside of
Mm.
that, you can
It's
look at
outlawed of mine.
who has some sort of parental control and enforce it that way as well. There's just a lot of different ways than just straight up asking for your ID. And once again, this all started because in the UK and Ireland, they passed this fucking law where now companies that do business there are compliant. And if one country gives them access, they're going to try to get access too. And all they're going to say is,
Yep.
look, the UK and Ireland said we could do it. So they already had this fight. They already had this argument. All you got to do is just sign here. You know what I mean? Which is completely fucking ridiculous, especially in the United States. That's where I'm from. But the U.S. has a lot of consumer laws, a ton for everything you buy. You buy a car, there's so many laws for that. Like, so many consumer protection laws. You buy a house, there's so many consumer protection laws for that, right? They sell you a lemon, there's a law on how to fucking do that. You prepay your loan early, hey, you don't get penalized for doing so, right? Even credit cards have laws where they can't charge past 30 or whatever percent interest rate is, right? And just knock you over the head with interest rate. But yet gaming is one of the least regulated industries in the world when it's one of the biggest in the world. It makes no sense to me. And so many of our law men and women are so uneducated on video games. It's not funny. And it's not just them, even actors. How many times have we heard a story where a actor got approached to play a role in a video game or to play a role in a movie about a video game, and they were going to turn it down to their kid who plays video games said, no, dad, or no, mom, you should do this. This game is fire. You should do the role. And next thing you know, they're doing the role because their kid or some family member told them they should. We see that shit
Mm.
all the time, right? It just shows you how uneducated people really are about video games. Just like the Steam lawsuit in England, another UK fucking lawsuit where they're saying that Steam, their pricing is not good. Meaning, if you buy a DLC on Steam, you can't play it on PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. Well, it's like, duh, like that's how you know what I mean. Like, those are the kind of lawsuits that they're pushing forward because these people just know nothing about gaming and they don't know how the business understands. If you go to any person in this conversation, in this chat, in this panel, and say, "Hey, Hero, if you buy the Cyberpunk DLC on PlayStation, you can only play it on PlayStation, right?" He's gonna look at me like, "Did
Yeah.
you hit your fucking head?" Like, duh. Like, that's where I bought the fucking game. Of course that's where I can play the fucking game, you dumbass. I'm the only dumbass who bought Cyberpunk for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, right? But either way, it's a very important topic. It's a very important conversation to have, especially with your friends and loved ones, to see what you guys are gonna do. Don't let this news surprise you and and
Hmm.
make you make a decision without thinking about it, a hasty decision because you want to play a game or you need to get on a podcast and you got to talk to the guys, and now you have to do this age verification shit and you don't know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Know exactly what's going to happen, what you're going to get yourself into, all that. But let's move on to the next
Yeah.
topic. Unless Hero, you have anything else to say about this age verification thing?
Nah, man. Nah.
No, Nelson.
No.
All right, let's start talking about the DRM situation that happened this weekend because it was a roar on social media, and this is another one where I wrote down the shit. So give me a second to read my own chicken scratch here.
This is
I
all news to
wrote
me.
over the weekend around April 25th, 26th. I don't know why I did that. Like, duh, I just said this weekend. But anyways, it's my mind trying to gather my thoughts. A big controversy erupted over reports of new DRM like behavior on PlayStation 4 and PS5 digital games. It started when a modder and user, notably Lance McDonald and modded hardware YouTuber, noticed that newly purchased digital games, roughly from March 2026 onward, now show a valid period. Now, first, before I continue, I want to give myself a round of applause because it took me like 2 hours to find out who the fucking person was that started this shit. Um, says here a valid period timer in the game info screen, typically 30 days. This looks like a license expiration countdown similar to the PlayStation Plus subscriptions.
God
So, to
damn
give
it.
you a little bit of explanation on what that is, so if you download a game from PS Plus and you go to the information tab, it will tell you
Yeah.
there how good that game is for. And that timer is now on games that you actually purchased where it wasn't
Are you
really there
serious?
before. Now on
Oh.
Xbox, that timer has been there. That's why we always joke with Xbox that it's 30 days. Even though PlayStation has something similar, we just didn't really know the exact time frame. Continuing on. So the fear is if your console doesn't connect to the internet within 30 days, the license could temporarily revoke, making the game unplayable until you go online again. This reportedly bypasses the usual primary console offline play settings. So if you make your PlayStation the primary console, you never had this issue. You can literally have all your games downloaded, installed in a hard drive, stick the hard drive in, and start playing those games right away without being needing to be connected to the internet. And I already can hear people saying some stupid fucking shit like, yeah, everybody's got internet. It shouldn't be a problem. You tell me you can't find internet once in 30 fucking days. So let me tell you from somebody who actually deals with this shit and talks to people from all over the fucking world. 4,000 of them to be exact, you fucking
Hmm.
pussy. And number one,
Hmm.
I get this comment all the time in my videos, and you can yourself look it up. Hey, Will, how big is the update? Because it can't be too big because my phone has mobile hotspot and that's all the internet that I have. So if this update is too big, I can't play the game. It's going to take me a week to download it. Those are for real comments that people have with me. Those are for real conversations people DM me and ask me about. Hey, Will, I know you haven't tested this game, but if you can do me a favor and put it in a video so I know I'm thinking about buying it, and I gotta
Hmm.
drive, or I'm sorry, they don't say drive. They say I gotta take a trip to the gaming store, which is gonna be an hour there and an hour back. And if the game doesn't play, I don't want to waste a couple hours just to go get the game. That is a real conversation. I'm gonna give you one more example of a real conversation that I had just a couple weeks ago. Hey, Will, I appreciate what you're doing. Can you let me know is if Ace Combat 7 plays with no internet? The new one is coming out, and my uncle is bringing the horse and buggy over to take the family shopping. And when we go, I want to buy the game while we're there. We only get to see him once every couple months, so it's a big deal. And I've been thinking about getting this game for the last month. Please let me know. That is a real fucking conversation. You have people
So
that are, I don't
yeah.
know where the fuck where they're waiting for their uncle to pull up with a fucking horse and carriage to pick them up and the family to take them on their fucking quarterly shopping so they can buy fucking laundry detergent, so they can buy clothing, so they can buy food, so they can buy games to drive them all the way back in a horse and fucking carriage. And then I'll see you again in a fucking month. And no, conservative juggalo, he wasn't American. He was in fucking Eastern Europe.
Awesome carriage.
That Nelson, one of my first shocks when I went to Iraq, we were in the northern part of Iraq. I'm sorry, the southern part, Basra. And one of the things that fucking that wasn't a comment, that was a DM RPG, but yeah, funny. One of my biggest shocks, and let me know if this happened to. Oh, you didn't go to Iraq, you went to Afghanistan, so you probably saw this too. But one of my biggest shocks is we're patrolling in this fucking $1 trillion vehicle that is called the MRAP. Where at the bottom the hole is shaped as a V, so when an IED hits it, it's supposed to reflect it, so it doesn't penetrate through and kill everybody in there. So this vehicle
spreads the blast out.
It spreads the blast out. This vehicle is worth, I don't even know, millions of dollars. But we're patrolling. We park the fucking thing, and we get out and start our foot patrol.
They're like 3.2 million a piece.
They're made in like Oshkosh or something like that. Anyways, and we get out and we're walking on our foot patrol, and all of a sudden I see a fucking donkey pulling a fucking carriage with wheat in there.
Can't believe it.
When I saw that for the first time, I felt like I went back to 1920. Like, I was so shocked to see this. I'm like, wait the fucking minute. Like, this is a Twilight Zone, right? And then you start to understand that the world is bigger than your city. The world is bigger than your state. The world is bigger than your fucking country. And the world is definitely bigger than your hemisphere. And not everybody has viable internet connection. Yes, a lot of people, I would say the majority of people in the world have access to some form of internet, but that access doesn't automatically mean it's AT&T fiber at 1,000 megabytes per fucking second. Sometimes that internet is literally 3 megabytes per second. Me and Nelson experienced this when we were in the military. They didn't have all the connections that we had.
I went 172 miles before I seen anybody with electricity.
I remember a CD came out, and we were kind of on leave for the weekend. I went to the internet cafe on a Friday, and I was there for 2 days downloading one fucking CD that had like 18 songs in it. That's how slow the fucking internet was. And it cost me a fortune. I think I spent like $30 to get access to the internet because they charge you per the time. A full weekend. I mean, I was happy because I was in the Middle East and I get to hear my song while I'm fucking patrol or whatever. But still, people are still living like that. What do you think Elon Musk, what's his internet called? Space or not space?
Starlink.
Starlink is a popular thing. Because people are in the middle of nowhere with their PS4s just trying to play fucking video games. And that's not even including America. There are so many rural areas. Like, just to give you guys an example, Chicago, one of the biggest cities in the world, right, has what? 8 million people living in there? 8 million. But the state of Illinois has like 20 million people total. So think about that. If the whole state's got like 20, and I could be off by the numbers, but Chicago, one of the biggest cities in the world, only has like 30% of the state population. The state is big as fuck. The state is almost bigger than fucking the UK. Think about that, dude. The whole state. So what do you think all these people in between are doing with their internet service? It's very poor or not as good as the cities. So for anybody who brings that up as an argument, like, my guy, you're obviously ignorant. You're obviously living in your own fucking bubble, and you have a bodega down the street. You have, like, bro, I can walk literally 5 minutes north and stop at a gas station and get chocolates from Germany. I can get apples from Washington. I can get oranges from Florida, all within a couple minute walk. That is not normal. Majority of the world doesn't live like that. If last week here in my city, we had thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, a couple tornadoes crashed. Hell, we had flash floods. My basement got water again, and the power didn't go out, thankfully. But you know what happens if the power goes out? The energy company will send me a text message, and they will say, "Hey, Mr. Will, your power went out. We should have it running between this time and this time. And you know what happens? The power is fucking running between this time and that time. Every single fucking time. That's how luxurious we live here in the United States of America, where your fucking power company will let you know to the minute when that power will be back on. Now let's talk
Crazy.
about Puerto Rico, because I'm Puerto Rican. I visit Puerto Rico frequently. They have a lot of hurricanes. Their power goes out. It could be 2 weeks before their power's back on. Nobody sends them a text message. Nobody
Nigeria.
sends them a fucking email. Nobody lets them know any fucking thing about the power. So whenever there's a hurricane, people have to prepare themselves as if they're not going to see electricity for weeks, because more than likely they won't see internet, or I mean power, for weeks. So we are extremely blessed. So I understand that your opinion is from your experience. Thank you, RPG. 2.7 million. I think 8 million is the total in the state. But your experience is coming, or your opinion is coming from your experience. But PlayStation sells 100 plus million consoles almost every generation. Nintendo sells millions. Xbox, a couple million.
Not as many.
Not as many. So this isn't just the United States buying these consoles. This isn't just Australia buying these consoles. This is a worldwide operation, a
Less
worldwide
than
business,
25% of the consoles sold are in America.
are in America. So I get it. You're commenting based on your experience, but the world is much bigger, man. And needing internet is not as easy of a problem as you may think. But let's
Even
continue
in
on.
America, depending on where you live. Fuck, up until recently, at my where I grew up and shit like that, they still had like fucking dial-up, dude. Like
Yeah.
a PS3 game would take me a day and a half to download.
Yeah,
That was up until a few years ago. 5
it's
miles from
insane.
town.
It's
5
insane.
miles.
Hero, what's your experience with internet connection where you're at? Is it like here in America where a lot of people have it and it's fast and it's good, or what is it like down there in Australia?
Okay,
I
I
heard
think I can
Australia's
give
dog
two.
shit.
I can give two perspectives, even three perspectives. So I'll use Nigeria, US, and Australia. All three countries I've spent some time in. At least I spent 3 weeks in the US, Delaware, and Chicago. And when I grew up in Nigeria, all the way up till I left in 2017. So when I was growing up, for context, okay, I wasn't rich, but the semblance of rich, really, honestly. We had satellite dishes, one for cable and a second satellite dish for internet. So I'm talking of late 90s, or was it early 90s to early 2000s. We had satellite dishes. That was how I got my entertainment, and that's how we got our internet. It was all satellite based, and that was probably less than 1% of the country that used that. So I had that access. But even
Yeah,
at that time, and even when Wi-Fi, broadband was getting proliferated, internet was horrible and expensive. So I said average salary was about 30 to 50,000, usually around 30,000 naira, which
mm-hmm.
probably was about, I suspect it was like 70 US dollars a month. I suspect that's how much that money was at that time, because I can't really remember right now. So that
Yeah.
was average. Internet itself used to cost 15,000 a month.
Wow.
So exclusively for the rich. Now, internet was terrible back then. And I come to the US. I visited the US in 2016 for a 3 week period. Maryland, Delaware, Chicago. And I was mind blown by the speed of internet. Even by the speed of McDonald's Wi-Fi blew my mind, because I had never experienced anything like that, even at home in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So what you call shit for me at the time was like, wow. Then I moved to Australia and I could actually play video games, multiplayer video games, connecting my PlayStation 4. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then get online on Twitter and find out that Australian internet is shit. It's really, really shit. I was like, what are you talking about? Now, I was deprived for my own entire life, thinking I had access to so many things, realizing that I had the worst quality of everything until I actually traveled to the US and I came to Australia. Like, Australia internet is better than Nigerian internet. But I've learned right now, I spend probably 80, $900 US Australian dollars, which is like, probably that's like 86 or 87 US dollars a month on my internet. And I think it's 500 down or so, but it never really gets 500 MB. It never really gets to that. So
Yeah.
our consistency is terrible. I can do voice chats, we can do video chats, but when it comes to consistent online gameplay, it's not really, really good. It's not stable.
Mm-hmm.
So It's expensive in Australia and not good.
Wow.
Yeah, in the US, you guys have it good, even in your
Yeah,
smaller states. Even
bro,
in Delaware, as small as Delaware was, the internet comparable in my sister's house in Delaware is still far better than what
bro.
most people get here. So
It's insane. And
it's it's a
a, li-
bubble.
a little off topic, guys. I know I'm sucking right now in the game, but I'm playing in lunatic mode, so it's really hard. But Hero's 100% right, man. And look, and I'm super blessed. I've been to 10 different countries, some when I was in the military, others during work, for work reasons. And I've seen, I've been to Ireland, I've been to not Greenland, fucking England, I've been to France, Italy, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Brazil. I'm sorry, not Brazil. Well, I
Wow.
did, but just I stopped by for a day and then I left, so I didn't get to experience it, so I don't count that. But I've been to a lot of countries, and when I see people complaining online about just the dumbest shit, like I get so mad because
Mm,
one, they're doing it in their $1,500 iPhone, right, with their 1,000 megabyte internet speed, watch, with Netflix and all these luxuries that we have here in the West. Shit, if I feel like I'm a little hot and I want to raise my temperature or lower it just 2 degrees, I can do that. Exactly, just 2 degrees. If I want to raise it
mm.
3 degrees, I can raise it. I don't even got to get up. I can just pick up my phone and do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I want apples from Washington, oranges from Florida, if I want fucking special made fucking fondue, I can get all that shit. I can eat Chinese food, Italian food, Hispanic food, all without driving more than 10, 15 minutes. We are so blessed here. We got clean drinking water. We don't really think about that. Sorry, Michigan. But there's just some
Yeah,
quality of life
you don't
things.
have to shower with ducks and shit.
We have
Like
so many.
we've drove by guys. It's like, is there any fucking water in this country? And then
Yeah.
I go by and there's a guy fucking. I was a body of water and there's a guy bathing with a duck.
Yep. It's like we are so blessed here,
And that
man.
was
And the
probably his
internet.
one. That was probably his one bath for the season.
So this whole DRM check thing that PlayStation has got going on is just more overreach, and this is
Yep.
part of the reason why I have my channel created. Well, I didn't really create it for the physical stuff. It's just because I have a lot of physical games and I want to talk about physical games. I started my channel, and then the Will It Play with No Internet videos took off, right? And just to give you an example, Pragmata, I have 14,000 views on that video on a channel that's got slightly less than 4,000 subscribers. My Resident Evil Requiem video, which is my most viewed video, I'm like at 21, 22,000. My Battlefield video, that's got 18,000. And when you start to see these big numbers from such a small channel, it's because people care about it. PlayStation is still
Yep.
selling billions of dollars worth of physical media every single year. They're still making, hell, it was like a little over $1 billion in returns from selling physical media. There's a reason they just didn't put out PS5 Pro without the option of getting a disc drive. No, they gave
Hmm.
you a disc drive because they know it's important. And shout out to David Faulkner, who is a financial guy through and through. That's what he does for a living. Me and Hero were just talking about that because he's up at 5 in the morning doing
It's crazy.
podcasts and shit. And I was like, you know what? It's probably because he's watching the global market, right? Because that's what he does for a living. And even he said, especially when we're talking about GTA, is GTA going to come out physical? He said Rockstar would be idiots if they don't do
Stupid.
a
Yeah.
physical, because majority of
Yep.
the world doesn't have that kind of
Yeah, you
internet
want to talk
speed.
about a game that sells globally?
hmm So it's
Yeah.
just a
You know,
complete.
when I was on PS3, I couldn't even upload patches because why would I upload download patches? Because it was gonna eat up all my internet. So most of the games I played on PS3, especially, I didn't download patches. I played them as they came on disc because the the additional cost didn't make any sense. My 15K for the internet would have just burnt out because it was data capped. It would have just burnt out overnight on one game. Forget it.
Yeah.
Seems
Yo, what up,
ridiculous, but
Jarva Productions? How you doing, man? I didn't even see you. Yeah, Hero. It's just, and then you have a combination of these companies doing these things that don't benefit us, and then at the same time you have people. What up, Jenna? How you doing? And you have at the same time fanboys who want to defend everything they do, right? Like everybody here loves PlayStation. You love PlayStation. I love PlayStation. Nelson loves PlayStation. But we don't have a problem with calling the bullshit out. And now we're going to get into the Xbox portion of the podcast because that's something that's been plaguing them for decades, where they just never speak up. Bad things happen, and now they're confused on why it's happening. Well, it's like when they went 1 to 10, 10 being the final product of bullshit and 1 being the start. When they were at step 1, nobody said anything. Step 2, nobody said anything. By step 4, people are now complaining about step 1. Guess what, my guy? They're almost to the
Too
halfway
late.
point of their fucking completion of bullshit. On the
Probably
PlayStation
too
side,
late.
we see that, right? Just not to that level. But I did see it this weekend where people were showing examples of the DRM thing, like, oh, yeah, it's always been happening. I'm like, okay, so if it's always been happening, that makes it okay. Now it's more aware. Let's fucking talk about it. And I use this example all the time with Stellar Blade. Do you guys remember when Stellar Blade demo leaked a few days early and PlayStation started pulling them out of people's accounts because it released when it shouldn't have? And then the game released and, whatever, the demo released. People are saying, well, that's just a demo, right? They can do the same shit with your games. I talk about Expedition 33. When the game came out, so a few months later, they nerfed uh the main character, the girl, the young girl. They said that she was too OP. Like, you're nerfing a single player game? Who cares if she's too OP? People are loving the game. They're calling the game of the year. But they felt like, nah, it's too OP. So the only way you can play Mael, that's her name, how she was when she first came out on the game, is with a physical copy. If you bought a digital version and you delete it and you go to reinstall it, you're going to get the most updated version of that game. You cannot pick and choose the updates that you want or don't want. The only way you can avoid that digitally is if you download the game and then disconnect it from the internet. But unfortunately, with this DRM thing now, after 30 days, you got to do a check. Otherwise, you won't be able to play the fucking game anymore. So this is a huge, huge deal. But let's move on over to Xbox because Xbox is in an interesting stage right now. There is so many things happening with Xbox, and let me make it be clear before I start talking about them because I actually like Xbox. I don't want Xbox to go away. I think that Xbox has some really good games. They have a good trajectory, or they had a good trajectory. They got a good history with games, or certain games. And I think they're needed in the video game industry. I think they're one of the few people that kept PlayStation on their toes for a long, long time. So before we start talking about them, I want to make that very clear because I don't want to make it seem like I'm an Xbox hater because I'm not. I own a Series X, I own a Series S. For a while there, I own more Xboxes of the new generation than I did PlayStation. And mind you, I'm new to Xbox. I didn't come into them until this generation. But the point is, I don't hate them. I don't want them to die. I just want them to do better. So let's talk about the price decrease real quick. Um, Asha came out and said that Xbox is too expensive. They're gonna get rid of Call of Duty Day and Date, and they're gonna set Game Pass out at $22.99 or $23.99. Not just that, they're gonna come out with a new system of where you can kind of create your own bundle, so you can
Mm.
pay basically what you want. Hero, let me start with you. Is them dropping the price for Game Pass and eventually changing over to this format where you can kind of create your own price structure? Is that enough to get people back into Game Pass or get new
Um,
people?
it's not enough. But the thing is, the bait and switch of increasing the Game Pass price to an amount that you know most people will say no to, just to create that rage and then reduce it somewhat to create the semblance that you've actually done something.
Hmm.
It's one of the old, not the oldest, but it's an old trick in subscription services. Lots of organizations, Adobe did it in the past, so lots of organizations have done that. Not a big deal. People should be more aware of what has actually happened. The thing is, it's not going to change the people that have already left because the mistake that was made by using that anchoring tactic is you made some people realize that they either one do not really need Game Pass, two, not it's not really serving their need, and three, I can I just don't want it. not even a matter of need. I don't want it anymore. So majority that have left will not come back. Then you
Hmm.
remove one of the offerings. It's a worse version of what Amazon are doing with Prime and what Disney have also done with Disney Plus, bringing in ads. You remove a game that no one asked you, well, not no one, Fanatics asked you to put into Xbox, the Call of Duty. You now remove that. Technically reduce the price without actually reducing the price because you actually did increase it technically, but we'll leave that. A lot of people that have left are not going to come back. And I'll use the PlayStation as an example. Just this morning, one of my childhood friends who lives in Melbourne, Australia, same city as he called me today, early this morning. I was like, I'm not really enjoying PlayStation Deluxe anymore, which we don't use. We don't have the premium. We have Deluxe in Australia. So he said, I'm not really enjoying it that much anymore. I realized I don't use the trials. I only play a few games. I think I'm going to cancel and just drop when my subscription expires in November. This guy makes a little more money than I do, and he's more of a gaming fanatic than I am. He's just not on social media. He plays almost every new game that comes out. And he told me that he's going to cut down to maybe extras,
You
essentials,
talking
kind of
about
decide.
Olympus or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hoppy. Yeah, Hoppy. Yeah, I forgot we used to play Eldivers together.
yeah. I
Yeah.
see him on.
So,
He's on
yeah,
frequently.
he's on frequently. He's always playing. He's playing. He's a tech person also. So I think he's a business analyst or something. Yeah. He's always playing. He works from home just like Will. And for him, someone who spends so much on gaming like that to call me to say he's going to cut off because he doesn't need it. This is someone not on social media. Xbox Game Pass is in a much worse situation because they've given options to all their customers. They've allowed customers to see what the Steam offers, what PlayStation offers. You've allowed people to go elsewhere. Majority will never come back, even if they drop the price to
Yeah, it
twelve
doesn't matter
dollars
what
a
they do
month.
because their player base is so fucking eroded that there's nothing hardly
Exactly,
left.
Yeah.
exactly. Now the second part about that is that's also that's a trap. Because what's going to happen?
Hero, we
Is
can't hear you, man. It's like you're far away.
always cheaper, have lower quality.
Hello, Hero. I don't know if you can hear us. Hey, Hero, can you hear us? Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
you
can
are.
hear
You're
you.
back. Now we can hear you. We didn't hear you the last like minute.
I'm so sorry. My Explorer cut out. I was surprised at that. Well, what I was saying the buffet is always cheaper than
Hmm.
if they actually if they if, than if you actually say you want steak and fries and that's just what you want with some gravy or
Yeah.
whatever. The buffet is technically cheaper by no, number of dollars. So if everyone's going to be actually picking the games they want in Game Pass, it's going to be exponentially more expensive. They will do that in the sign-on portal. People will see maybe pick the games you want or the games from publishers you want in Game Pass, and they'll see maybe $54 a month. Then they see the Game Pass Ultimate. Oh, this is just going to fall at $28 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't make sense for me to do select my own. I'll just that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to show people if this is what you want, this is what's going to cost. But if
Yep.
you take our own offering, then you can have it cheaper. Just watch. You see, that's what they're going to do, and it's
Well,
probably going to backfire as well.
well, dude, we just saw. Well, I just saw, and I got the article right here. This is from Game Rant. I'm just going to read this little section to you guys real quick because it says
Yep.
here Microsoft Popular's Xbox Game Pass service offers subscribers a way to access various games and perks with four tiers. Or, I'm sorry, this is a leak that they're describing. I didn't read the initial part, but they're
Oh,
saying how this is a
Discord and
leak.
Nitro.
Yes. They're saying here,
Okay.
so there's going to be four tiers for users to currently pick from. These range from
Hmm.
Essential tier, which starts at $9.99 per month, to the Ultimate tier at $22.99. By subscribing to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, users can access various day one titles from Xbox and from third party publishers. Blah blah blah. The same shit that they currently have. But the thing is, something that these Xbox gamers have been talking about is how Asha is like the saver, right? Because she's coming up with this shit. But it's like, my guy, Phil already did all this, and it failed. It failed to the point that he got let go. He didn't just retire. No, they had a conversation with you, and like, bro, you have to fucking leave. So Asha coming up with tiers, we've seen that already. That already happened. It didn't do shit for the Xbox. brand. It did nothing. So how is this gonna be any different? Where you're gonna offer day and date games? You already do that.
Huh.
Yeah, now they got the precipice of what are they gonna pull next? Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, and it's not even everything. They just
You
said
know what I
that
mean?
in the leak they're saying certain Xbox day one titles and third party day one titles. So they're not even saying they're gonna, you know what I mean? We don't know exactly what's gonna be there, but either way, you start to give people less, no matter if it's
Mm-hmm.
cheaper, they're gonna start to look at you fucking sideways. And not one word of this document that they are getting from the leak that they supposedly got. Not once are they talking about getting rid of that Ubisoft program that they have on, or the
Yeah,
Ubisoft
yeah.
Plus. They're not talking about getting rid of the Fortnite freaking thing that you get every month, certain credits. They're not talking about anything that gamers would actually want. Like, yeah, get rid of this, and that. We don't need that. No, they're talking more about we're gonna give you less games. We're gonna give you, you know what I mean, less of what you actually want instead of the fluff that you guys keep complaining about. So I just don't see how this is going to help Xbox now or in the future. I just don't. Let's talk a little bit about exclusives because guys love, or for the last week, they love talking and saying this. They're saying, yeah, Xbox just needs to pull all first party titles from PlayStation, including Call of Duty.
Mm.
And my immediate reaction is, my guy,
Where are you
they
gonna get all
can't,
your money?
where are you going to get your money from? They can't sustain that by themselves. And the
Yep, they
time
can't.
of Xbox taking a loss, it's no longer happening.
It's
If they were
gone.
gonna
It's
do
gone.
this, they would have done this in 2020, but they didn't. That would have been the time to do this. That would have been the time to spend 80 billion and make it exclusive for 2 years to see what they can get out of it. But not no more. After
They're
fucking,
just stringing them along. That's what they're doing. They're stringing them along.
that's what it
And they're so
is.
stupid. The fanatics are so stupid.
Xbox is
Dumbasses.
gonna
The,
end in the way that we currently know it. I
Yeah,
think
but
that
we
all
are
this,
Xbox.
well, we got
We
Xbox,
are
but I
Xbox.
think the
they're trying
difference
to save face to bring them along with them.
to bring them along with them and to for Xbox to be the ones who decide when it's over. Not the customer, not the
Yeah,
gamer.
exactly.
They themselves
Exactly.
want to decide when it's over and when they want you to transition to whatever new thing that they're going to be bringing. That's all. That is why they keep fucking. We even got guys now talking about it's not Microsoft gaming anymore. It's now back to Xbox gaming.
God.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like and like I mentioned earlier, I don't want Xbox to go away. I really don't. I like Xbox. I just want them to do better. So by me saying this is no way, shape, or form wanting Xbox to die because that's not what I want Xbox to do. I want
Yeah,
Xbox
they
to be
need to be
healthy.
exclusive. Take everything off PlayStation, take everything off Steam, leave it on
Yes.
Microsoft. If you want to do PC, then keep it to Microsoft Store, and we'll
Yes.
see if it works over the next 7 years. Use your
Exactly.
console and your PC store if that's what you want to do. Let Steam sweat. Let PlayStation sweat. That's
Mm-hmm.
delete everything on PlayStation and on Steam. Delete immediately. That's all they need to do. They don't talk, just act.
Just act.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate thing, man. Especially seeing these gamers get disillusioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't see it right now. Right now, they see it as they have hope, but it's like, how? It's just been a couple months, and you guys are already talking like Xbox history never existed. Does that make sense? Like, none of the shit that they've been through the last couple years just went away. Like, Xbox is not literally doing the same shit they've been doing for the last 10 years. I just don't understand it.
Hmm.
Hero, what do you think
It's,
that is? Why they keep doing that?
um,
Hope. False hope.
hope or cope. I can't remember the part in the Bible because I've not been as good reading the Bible as I was in the past. But I know there's a scripture that says people deserve the leader that they have, the king that they have, right?
Yeah.
The truth of
Yeah.
the matter is that Xbots, and I mean the fanatics, not the customers, because there's a difference, obviously. There's a fan, which is where fanatics comes from, obviously, fans. People that go AWire crazy for anything they actually fed. I'm a customer, and I can be a fan, but I'm more a customer. I think the fanatics, the Xbots, we will call the Xbots, just like the ponies, right? The same thing. I think the Xbots are just so fanatical that they're so stupid that whatever is fed to them, they will listen because they live in a distortion field. They just want to believe in a reality that does not exist, and the company is well aware. Instead of the company to do the best for their customers, it's stupid that they're actually focusing on keeping their fanatics. Because what that means is their customers, the people who actually pay, who actually want good products, good service, those people tend to keep on moving on, and they do not complain anymore because wasn't a crap gamer, people like that. They really don't complain anymore. They've moved on. There's nothing that Xbox will do to bring them back because they are not stupid. They were never actually stupid. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, you're a good example of someone who is a customer of gaming. You're a gamer, but you're a customer of gaming, right? You would
Mm-hmm.
only play to satisfy yourself. You don't care what Steam does. You don't, or Valve rather, Steam, what they do. You don't care what PlayStation does, Nintendo, or Xbox, as long as you are well satisfied consistently. And in terms of consistently, you see an improvement consistently.
Yeah.
When a student has failed a class so many times, they can only give excuses, and all Xbox are doing is they're giving excuses. That's what they're doing. They're placating their fanatics, but they're not really acting. If today I saw an announcement that says, and this is the funny thing, if I saw an announcement that says Xbox is delisting all of their games from PlayStation starting
Oh
either
yeah.
today or let's say it starts May 1, you know what I was going to do? I would actually quickly buy every game that is on PlayStation that belongs to Xbox that I want immediately at full price because I know I'm going to need to buy a console next if I want to play their games, and I want to avoid that cost. I would actually buy their games. Unfortunately, what that does is it sends a wrong message to Xbox, which is like, maybe we should just leave our games in there and keep adding more games because obviously they're buying. Because I'm not the only one who will do that. They've lost already. They've already impregnated. They impregnated the girl, and it's already 8 months pregnant. You can't abort anymore. It's way too
Yep.
late. It's just
Yep.
way too late. So I just see everything they're doing as lies. I trust your actions, not your words.
Yep. And you know what's
That's it.
crazy? The way that Xbox can really help themselves is by making good games. Right now, I feel like
Games.
Xbox has been focused on just producing games,
Games.
not
Yeah.
good games.
Not
And
making good games. Yeah.
let me
Something for
give
the
you
service. Something
something
for
for
the
the
service.
service. Yep. Let
Only
me
for the
give
service.
you
Yeah.
an example of what making a good game does for you. Yesterday, we went to this video game convention, me and my son. And in this convention, you can literally play any console ever existed to man. I even found out about shit that I didn't even know existed, which is what I'm going to be talking about right now. There was a
Wow.
console
Banging
in
like I'm going to
specific.
Bit Brigade. Guess what they don't play? Guess tunes from mediocre games. Zelda, Mega Man, fucking Mario. You know what I mean?
There was a console
They play music from bangers.
that I found out existed yesterday, but this isn't a new console. This console was around in like the early
Oh, Neo
90s.
Geo.
I
Neo
didn't know.
Geo.
Yeah, no, it's the Sharp X68000.
Oh, that thing's
Never,
expensive.
never heard about that before.
Never
I've
heard of it,
heard about
right?
it. It didn't sell very well.
No,
Oh,
it didn't. Just like the other one
Jesus.
from what was that other Toshiba? Not Toshiba.
There's
Whatever.
a Toshiba. There's a whole bunch of them.
But
3DO.
yeah, 3DO. There you go. But me and my son were
Panasonic.
playing
Yeah,
this
Panasonic.
this
Okay, that's Panasonic.
Panasonic. Yeah, the Panasonic
Yeah.
one. But me and my son were playing this game. It's like a Signy where it's like an arcade airplane shooter kind of deal where like what was that arcade game? Shit. I forget the name of it. But me and him were having such a great time. And we're like, damn, what console is this? And we found out what it is. I for real I really want to continue to play this game. How can I play it? And I Googled, how much is this console now? Way too much fucking money. And that illusion immediately went away as soon as we walked away from it. But the point is, I contemplated, even if it was just for a millisecond, to buy this fucking console just so I can play that fucking Space Invader type of game. Literally. How do you help yourself, Xbox? Make good games. Why do I have a PC? Because there's games I want to play on there. Why do I have a Nintendo Switch? Because there's games I want to play on there. Why do I have a fucking Meta Quest 3? because of the stupid fucking Batman VR game that I wanted to play that I still haven't fucking played. But I got them at a Quest 3. How does Xbox help themselves? Make games that people want to play, that people are willing to spend $70 for, that people are willing to go and buy your fucking Xbox just to play that fucking game. You're not going to be PlayStation. You're not going to be Nintendo. But if you entice them strong enough with a game, maybe they will add that console as a secondary console. Why is it so hard for Xbox to do this? Why? Hero, why do you think it's so hard for them to make games? Make good games, I should say. Not games, because they do that a lot.
I think it's just loss of priority. They just don't actually care about. They don't care about making good games. They care about fleecing their customers.
Yeah. Yeah, they just care about making the money. They don't care.
It's more
And
about
they were never in the industry
getting
for gaming in the
Xbox
first
to
place.
do what
were
they
never in
do
the
as
industry for gaming.
as a corporation. What is Microsoft corporate doing? How can we fit that into our corporate plans? That's what it's been for forever. Cloud, AI, whatever the hell they can fit it into.
Yeah. It's just very unfortunate, man. You know, I played Gears of War for the first time this console generation. I played Halo.
Notice they hardly talk about xCloud now because now they're focused on AI. Now it's going to be AI.
Yeah. Well, they don't talk about their handheld anymore. What's it called? The
What handheld? You mean the handheld that has Steam on it now?
yeah, the what's it called
They need
now,
an
son?
handheld for Steam.
The Asus
Rogue
ROG.
Ally.
The Asus ROG
Yeah, no,
Ally.
that's for Steam. Xbox made an handheld for Steam.
I mean, they never did talk about it except for the first week that it came out. It's like it completely disappeared, vanished. But yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. I played Halo for the first time in my life this console generation. I played Gears for the first time in my life this console generation, and then I can kind of understand why Xbox gamers are such huge fans. I mean, I despise the controller, but that's a personal thing because I've been playing on PlayStation my whole life. But also, we have the PS5 Pulse Elite, or what's it called? The DualSense, and that thing is just the best controller in history. So I'm biased because of that, but I can understand why, right? The offset joysticks, whatever. Okay, cool. But after 2 decades of the 360 being out, what else has there been to look forward to on Xbox except the onesies or twosies that you see here and there? There really isn't much. So I don't understand the fandom. And that's what leads me to believe that it's all nostalgia base. Literally, the game made them feel good when they were a teenager or when they were a kid, and that feeling held on to them for now into adulthood, and they can't let go. Because I know you're not getting an Xbox to play their fucking games because you can play them on PlayStation. There isn't really no third-party exclusives on Xbox except some minor indie titles that, for some godforsaken reason, these developers thought it'd be a good idea, and then 6 months later, a year later, they're out here begging the PlayStation customer base to buy the fucking game because it did shit on Xbox, unless they got a deal for Game Pass. Like, be honest with ourselves here, because being loyal to PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever, it doesn't benefit us anything. Nope. Every console generation, even this console generation, I almost went with the Xbox. But you know what sold me on the PlayStation? Miles Morales.
Too, just because fucking.
You know what I mean?
Like, they got all these cool games coming, but after like a year or something like that, none of those games have come out, and most of them still ain't come out.
Yeah. And that's what sold me on the PlayStation 5 was Miles Morales and all the other games. So
I was like, Fable and fucking Perfect Dark and
yeah,
and none of that shit's.
And the other thing too
that 6 years later,
I want to ask you Xbox gamers as well that I'm really curious as to why you guys do this. And when I see online that you guys are playing some third-party game on Xbox, and you're talking how good the game is, which I love, let's see more of that. But you're also throwing Xbox in there like Xbox has something to do with it. Why do you guys do that? Unless the game is performing way better on an Xbox, why even bring up that you're playing it on Xbox? Like, yeah, so everybody else can play it. PC gamers can play it, PlayStation gamers can play it. But why even bring up Xbox if, like I said, it's not a performance thing where the performance is just way better over there? But people love to give third-party or Xbox credit for the third-party games that they play. And I just found that so confusing. That's like people fucking talking up Pragmata on PlayStation. Like, you got to play Pragmata on PlayStation and not give any
Yeah.
reasons as to why you should. Like, I can tell you right now, somebody commented, yeah, but if you said, because there's a setting here for Pragmata on the, here, I'll show you guys right now on the screen for display. You have, or I'm sorry, graphics. You have high frame rate mode. If you turn it into high frame rate mode, you're going to get 60, but then the visuals are going to be like fucking 720. Trash, garbage, unless you're on PS5 Pro. If you're on PS5 Pro, you don't get that loss in fucking quality. It still looks like 1440. And I had to correct that guy. I'd be like, no, my guy, I haven't lost that because I'm on a PS5 Pro. He's like, oh, okay, cool. But that's the weirdness that I'm talking about. It's like, why are you talking about games like Xbox has something to do with it? So now you're emboldening Xbox to continue with their bullshit with third party and not applying anything beneficial to you, the gamer. If anything, it's worse because you have no for real ownership, right? You bought a Series S. The same shit applies on PlayStation, DRM, 30-day checkup. The servers change in the future. You have no, you know what I mean? Like, it's all the same. So why even talk about Xbox like they're doing something for you? I don't understand. Now I get it. You bought a new colorway. Sure, let's talk about that. But don't make it seem like the game is better just because you're playing it on Xbox and it does nothing for you. Like, that's weird. But either way, any other comments or opinion that you gentlemen have in regards to Xbox and, you know, their pricing and exclusivity and how it's not going to work? Let's be real. It's just not going to work.
I just feel
It's so
just feel that
eroded.
they
There's
are
nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Let
like
it go.
it kind of reminds me of it's a lot like Sega, except for they have more money to burn. Sega went through a rough patch with the Sega Saturn, and by the time the Dreamcast came out, there was nothing wrong with the Dreamcast. The fan base had eroded, and they had lost trust in the consumer.
Yep. Except this is a little. I mean, I don't
Sega
remember.
still made great games though. Like fucking.
Yeah, Sega did. They were still making great games and putting them on the GameCube and shit. But let me ask you guys a question, because I grew up poor, you know, or let me say we had what we needed, but my parents couldn't afford the luxuries like video games. So I don't remember, like, I didn't even know PlayStation existed till after like 99, 97, 98, right around there.
Crazy.
So to me, N64, Super Nintendo, that's all available for me. So when we talk about the downfall of Sega, were people behaving like the Xbox guys, where they were with Sega no matter what, or were they like, yeah, Sega's over, but they just make really good games? Do you guys remember that conversation?
Everyone moved on to the PlayStation during the Saturn. Only sold like 9 million units.
Interesting.
Yeah. Same in my country back then. Most people I knew moved on from Nintendo to PlayStation, but a few people that I had about 3 friends. I had Sega, I think it was Genesis in Nigeria. I had Sega Genesis. A few of them stayed on Genesis, and then eventually also bought a PlayStation. But majority of people got rid of their Nintendos, their Super NES and NES, and moved to PlayStation, and that was really game over at the time. I don't think just the same way with the Xbox. Sega was even stronger, was a stronger brand in most of the world than Xbox is right now, and it fell to the wayside. So I don't see the device. It's not a console, but I don't see the device surviving. I don't see it happening. But I see their games thriving. If they just refocus on games, on good games, they can be top 7 in Circana every single year. They can actually be top 7 out of 10 games. They can be the top 7. They just need to focus on quality. Keep the games, sell them at full price. Stop all this bullshit of day and date. Reduce subscription costs, make it an option, or use the trial system that PlayStation has as well. And the platform and the pattern is so obvious, but I don't know why they're not taking it, because they're distracted by AI and Microsoft Corp, what they want to accomplish. It's a distraction, and it's going to lead them to fulfilling for no one. Such a stupid organization.
Yeah. Remember, Xbox or Microsoft is the same corporation that laid off thousands of people, not because they're losing money, just because they wanted to make more money. Let that sink in. And look, I'm not singling them out for that, because they all do it. They all do it. It's not just an Xbox thing, but just to just a cherry on top. You know what I mean? If you guys really think they care about you, they don't even care about their own employees and the people that are making these fucking games. Remember, they're not losing money. They just aren't making as much as they like. That's it.
They
So
need
you
more
really
money to shove into AI.
exactly. So you really think that they're gonna for real make exclusives now, and you guys really think that they're now gonna, you know, give you what do you call
Take
it?
that L.
Yeah, take the L and just do the things that you're hoping for it to do. No, a lot of things Asha has announced already are things that Phil already tried and did not work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, if Asha announced that Game Pass stopped existing tomorrow, that's the best thing they can do for themselves. The best thing. And I know some of you guys don't want to hear that, but fuck, just rip the band-aid out, get it over with. Let the people know right
Yep.
away that hey, if you want to play our games, it ain't gonna cost you $10, $15, $20 a month. Yeah, I'm playing in Lunatic Mode RPG. It's super hard, and my health bars is so small. But just let them know, like, hey, if you want to buy or play games over here, it's gonna cost you retail. You want a discount? Wait 6 months, wait a year to get it. That's it. Xbox gamers, my suggestion to you is start looking out for your damn self and stop looking out for the corporation that doesn't give a fuck about you. Because guess what? Xbox could go away and die today, and Microsoft is still gonna be top 5 richest companies in the world.
Wow. Top three, actually.
Top 3. Yes,
Top
you're
three.
right. Top 3. So just let that sink in. Let's talk about something a little bit more fun before we wrap it up. We're hitting the two-hour mark. And last week or 2 weeks ago, we saw that Call of Duty was getting a movie. And then just this week, we heard that Battlefield is getting a movie. And I'm just thinking, like, are you guys excited for that?
No, that's so
Yeah.
lazy.
It's really lazy. It's just another war
I
movie.
don't know.
Insert random war movie.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
It's not a unique story. It's not.
Wait, no, this is unique, Nelson, because rumors are that Michael B. Jordan is going to start in the Battlefield movie. I just don't understand it. I mean, look, a game like The Last of Us, sure, I get it, right? Hell, Sonic, I
Something
get
with a
it.
unique story, unique characters.
Yes.
This is just insert random fucking people.
Like Expedition 33, I get it, right? Tremendous story. But like a war game, and not even like a Gears game, it's just a random fucking like.
It's just a new modern war fucking insert person.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
like
no, a Gears game that makes sense.
Yeah, a
Gears
Gears.
movie rather that makes
Yeah,
that
something
makes
with
sense.
its own unique characters and
Yeah.
environment and blah blah blah. This is just insert modern war.
Yep. Yeah, I found
Even
it
the
to be
Mafia
super
movie
weird.
makes sense. Like those that make sense. You know, Stellar Blade movie makes sense. Expedition 33. I don't know. I don't know. I see Expedition 33 as an example. Like Last of Us wasn't really needed, but hey, I don't know. Um, Battlefield, Call of Duty. They're two. The problem is those two IPs, especially Call of Duty, is too well known across the world for the movie to actually succeed. I think that's actually the problem.
Yeah.
If it was a little bit more obscure, then it's likely to be they could tie it to World War One, World War Two,
You know what would
or
make more
whatever.
sense? A Warhammer movie.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
that would be
yeah, that's a
fire.
good one.
That'd
And
be a lot
I
better
think
than a
that's actually
Battlefield
that's in
movie. You know
production.
what I mean? That's a lot
That's in
more unique.
pre-production.
It's futuristic. It's fucking
Hold up.
got big people in suits.
Hey,
It's
we
not
got
just
a
people.
$5 super chat from RPG88 or a $5 sticker. I don't know what this is, but thank you, RPG88, with the $5. Thank you so very much. And it is a super chat because he says PlayStation is king. Thank you so much, RPG, for the $5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You just bought me a cup of coffee, not from Starbucks because it's more than $5, but from McDonald's all damn day. Thank you, bro. Sorry to cut you off, guys. Nelson was saying something like Gears is a story. Yes. But speaking of Gears
Warhammer.
or Warhammer, speaking of Gears, and we're going to talk about Warhammer in a little bit too, but speaking of Gears, we have kind of a little conversation happening on social media. And I really want to bring this up because RPG was on a podcast last week while Nelson was being a fucking pussy. He was like, oh, my dick hurt, my pussy hurt, so I can't go on. We had a very good conversation. We have a bet going. Is Gears going to get delayed to 2027? I think it's going to come out in 2026.
No, Fable's getting delayed until 2027.
Yeah, Fable. I'm so, you heard the episode?
Yeah.
Oh man,
at work.
That makes my.
And I was like, oh, let me get on this. Fable's definitely getting delayed.
Yeah, I don't think Fable's gonna get delayed, but
It
this
is.
conversation is about Gears because there's a leaker here. Once again, I don't trust anything these fucking guys say, but I just think this is interesting. So some guy called Zombie Privileges or Zombie Privilege wrote on Twitter Thursday. He said, "I'm honestly shocked that they haven't revealed the game yet. I feel like they gotta push up the release to September if they know what's good for them." If they go with
Mm.
October, they need to actually have an early beta and take in a ton of feedback and actually implement it. And some dude said, or the Ghost of Hope, which I guess is some leaker who is known
Yeah, the
for
leaker.
the Call of Duty leaks, casually responds and says they're not doing September because Xbox has Gears and other stuff then. Wait, is this Gears?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yes. So he is saying it won't be, they're not doing September. So what would be a good month for E Day? I mean, for
There's not a good
Xbox,
month.
it's any month,
Uh,
honestly.
August. I think July or August. After that, they're in trouble
Yeah,
because
I
I
agree.
Yeah,
think
I think so too.
On
They
PlayStation,
can't
you've
compete with
got
that other shit.
Phantom Blade and Wolverine day ones for
And then
most people.
GTA, and then you got fucking what do you call it? Call it Duty.
Call of Duty in October, right?
Yeah,
So
but
I
I,
think
I don't feel like
I
Call
don't
of
know.
Duty is really a competitor for the industry. It's a competitor against like Battlefield and other, but like people
It's
Mm,
are
a
gonna
competitor for
buy.
people's money, and people can only buy so many games that time of year.
Yeah, but
yeah,
remember, we're talking about the overall success of the game. We're not talking about day one numbers or month one numbers. Hell, Alan Wake didn't make his money back until like 3 years later, and it's considered a
but that's a
successful game.
problem.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. They
That's a
lied.
That is a
problem.
problem. That is a problem. Oh, I agree. I'm just saying
Look at you,
that.
Will. If you didn't you've not bought Pragmata, right? Oh, sorry, not
Yeah.
Pragmata. You bought Pragmata. Well, you've not bought Mouse PI.
Yes.
Assuming Mouse PI was $70. It's not, but assuming it was $70, and the
Hmm.
physical version was not coming out, and
Yeah.
you prioritize Pragmata right now over Mouse PI.
Yep.
The likelihood is you would wait for the perfect sale. Maybe you want 40% off or something before you buy Mouse PI because it was anticipated for you. That's what's going to happen with Gears. It's not
It
like Gears
is.
will not sell, but the moment you miss that week one and two sale period,
It
most
is.
people will realize that, you know what, I'm just going to wait for Black Friday. Black Friday
Yeah.
comes and it's just 20% off. You know what, I'll wait for next year, the other games I'm
That's
playing.
true.
That's a risk.
And also, you
This is
make
not a Spider-Man IP or a Marvel IP. This is
no,
Gears that is trying to come back.
and you
They
make your
need a
money.
massive success
You make your majority of money in the first couple months, right?
in
Because
the
that's when
first
you're getting
month.
full
It's the first month, yeah.
retail. That's when you're getting all the thing. I get that, and Mouse PI is a great example. Good job, hero. My and it's not an excuse, but my reasoning with Mouse PI is the physical, right? But you're right. But I also I don't think that Gears has the same
It doesn't have the
fame
same
or
pull
the
that it
same
used to,
pull that it used to. So that's
especially with the
why.
last three being mediocre at best.
But either way, I think the real month that Gears has to worry about, every game has to worry about, is November. I just don't think that the same customer that's going to buy Gears is going to buy Phantom Blade, or the same customer that's going to buy Wolverine is going to buy E Day.
But
I just don't
technically, the
see
same
that.
customer that's buying Wolverine is the same customer that's buying Phantom Blade.
That Yep, no, that's very
Actually,
true. That is
and
very
they have
true.
no problem. They actually have no problem.
But let me know in the chat, what do you guys think? That's what's going to be interesting to see what you guys think. And look, I wanted to come out this year. You guys know me. Give me all the fucking games. I don't give a shit. I want the games now. I don't know if I'm going to be alive next year or next month. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I want to play the fucking games right now. I hope I'm alive, but you just never know in today's world. And then the other cool thing that I wanted to
The
bring up
later
real
in the
quick.
year, for me, the better it is, because I got a lot of fucking projects this fucking winter or this summer. I gotta get a
It,
dishwasher installed too. Freaking,
This
I gotta
guy
get
needs
some.
his work from home.
you don't need a
Oh
dishwasher.
god.
Use your
I just
hands.
gotta. No, I refuse.
Oh, see, that's that American privilege we're talking about. Fuck,
Exactly.
we don't use our hands. We use dishwashers. I have a
Well, we use
dishwasher.
dishwashers too.
I haven't used it in 3 years, 4 years, or something like that.
Oh, I use it
Yeah,
every
well,
day, man.
Oh
Every
yeah,
when you
day.
guys got four people in the house and make as much dishes as fucking kids do, you need that bitch.
Exactly.
hey, I got
Jesus Christ!
three.
If it
I
was
got
just
three
me, I
people,
used
four
to do all
people.
my shit by hand because it wasn't that much. But once you have a whole family, they're fucking
Oh,
into shit
shit.
constantly.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of dishwashers. I feel like
Ah,
I don't know. I like to do. I mean, I don't like doing the dishes. I just like to do it with my own hands. I feel like it's quicker. Dishwasher takes what 20 minutes or some shit like that.
It's like an hour.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's like an hour actually. Yeah, it's like
never
an
mind.
hour.
Never mind. All right, let's finish it up here. Hero, what
Yep.
games? I know that you've been playing a lot of your older games and stuff in your library, but is there any other game this the next few months that you really want to play?
Next month, day one, 007 first light, day one,
Oh,
day
you're like
one.
Henry.
That's a
Henry's
day one.
really looking forward. I'm looking forward to it too. Like the
I'll
more I
pass
see
him
of
on
it,
that.
the more I'm interested in playing it. So that's a good one. Henry also is really looking forward to
I'll pick the on a
007.
fall sale.
Ah
I
man,
might
it's a
not
day
even.
one for
As
me.
soon as I finish, as soon as I give up on Saros, I'm going right back to Pragmata. So
I
after I
actually
finish
not
that,
buying Saros. I realized that
you're never gonna
I,
finish it.
I, yes, because I tried Returnal again. I was like, I love Returnal. I actually do actually like it. I was
I
like, but
love the game too. I can't beat it.
I can't beat, and I don't think I can beat Saros. So I'm just not that good a gamer, to be honest. Like, I'm just not going to be able to
Hey, me
beat it.
too.
Yeah, I'm the
My
same
kids give me
way.
that shit all the time. As much as you play games, Dad, you really do suck. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I'm the same way, but the gameplay in
Or
Saw
Ball
or
Dante, I'll be playing with Ball Dante. He goes, "Are you playing on a 12-inch screen?" I'm like, "No, I'm just that bad."
it's just
hmm
the gameplay is so good that even if you aren't good, you still want to play
Yeah,
it,
I
and
still put 80 hours
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah. I agree.
that's what makes
I
the
still put
game,
80 hours into it, and I didn't even make it to like level 4.
like I
Well, me,
won't
I've
do
got.
that.
I'm on level 4 actually. I've only spent. I think I've spent 24 hours in it. I think, but still, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
It
See,
was a
like I
struggle.
will never do that with like a Souls game, right? Like, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
suck
but
at
it's
it,
not
but
fun.
exactly. Well,
Mm.
you tell the Souls guys they'll crucify you for that. Yeah, it's not. It's very rare the game that I'm like, yeah, I suck at it, but I still want to continue to play it because the gameplay's fun. There's not that many. Even Pragmata, I love this game, and I'm playing on lunatic mode right now, so you guys can see that I'm dying my ass off. But because the game is fun, I don't mind it. The gameplay is a lot of fun. But outside of 007 Hero, is there any other games that you are really looking forward to in the next couple months?
Yeah, yeah. One hasn't gotten its date. That's Trials of Annihilation. Hasn't gotten its release
Oh
date, but I'm really
yeah.
hoping that it's this year. Then which other game? Aphelion. I'm trying to decide if I should buy and play Aphelion day one. You know, that space. It's like a psychological horror space game from Don't Nod. It's very cheap. I think it's for $40 or something.
Don't
I'm
nod.
really thinking, yeah, Don't Nod. I like Don't Nod. That's why I want to buy Aphelion. But I'm not sure if I'm
Uh,
going to play it day one. But
which
there are
game
other
is it?
games, other months. It's a sci-fi game where two astronauts. It's like a
Oh,
return of
that
keep
Ophelio or
form of
something like
return.
that.
Yeah, Aphelion.
Yeah, that
Yes,
comes out
yes. It comes out.
Tuesday.
Is it next week? Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, this
Tuesday. So
week,
it's in 2 days.
right?
It's in 2 days. Yeah,
Yeah, two
yeah,
days.
Tuesday.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
I'm
That game
trying to
does look
decide
fire.
if I should buy it. I have to make my decision quickly because it's a game I think I will like. Like it's story driven, less
Mm-hmm.
gameplay, more story. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly the perfect game for me. And probably it's a 10-hour to 12-hour game. So I think that's the only other one. Then we'll talk about Wolverine and others later in the year. Oh
All I
yeah,
know is I fucking
Assassin's
love Pragmata. Oh my god.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think I will buy that game because I played the old one and I was like, the upgrade was necessary. I think I'm gonna have to play this game when a
I
remake makes sense. That one, the remake makes sense.
I've never played. I played like an hour of Black Flag, but I gave up because it was just graphics felt old, the gameplay felt
Yeah,
old, and I just wasn't into it. But yeah, I'm interested in
Oh
the
my
new
god,
one
Black
or the
Flag was so
remake,
good.
but it's not right
day one. It's not
now.
day one. Yeah.
It's not a day one. The game won't be on the disc. Typical Ubisoft shit. So I'll probably wait till I get it on a sale or
It's
something like that.
Ubisoft, so I'll be able to get it for $20 in like 3 months.
October.
Nah,
Yeah,
about a
by
year,
Yeah,
October.
October.
about 8 months. You'll get it for $20.
Yeah, exactly. I can wait.
Uh, the other game that I'm really looking forward to is like it's probably my most anticipated game of the year is Ace Combat 8. They've been sharing a lot of content lately. They've been doing like these little dev diary thingies and just posting little 1 minute clips. So it's just getting me more and more hype. I hope that it releases sooner than later, but we don't have a date for that one yet. But that's another one. And then another one I'm really interested in that we haven't seen much since they got announced, and that is Warhammer Total War on console, which is
Oh, strategy game, isn't it?
yeah, strategy game, which I'm not like a big fan of, but in Iraq I played a shit ton of Rome Total War, and oh yeah, well I don't know if Ace 8 will be co-op, but it's multiplayer. Um, that's interesting. I hope it is co-op because that would be fun to play with the boys. But
Yeah,
yeah, Total War
maybe.
coming to console for the first time, and the way it does that is with Warhammer. That's gonna be interesting. And then of course we have a whole bunch of little games like the Plague's Tale series. It should be dropping this year as well, but we haven't heard much from that one.
Yeah, it's on pre-order already on many retailers, but no dates, which is
No
weird.
dates. Yeah. Oh, Gothic is one that I got pre-ordered. Now this one is funny because I pre-ordered this game like 2 years ago. I got it on sale from
Can you imagine?
GameStop for like $20 cheap 2 years ago. So I decided to pre-order it then, and that should be out this month. It's a remake of the original Gothic. But yeah, man, a lot of gaming, a lot of fun. I'm still playing Pragmata, even though I beat it. I've also been playing the Power Wash Simulator DLC that dropped last week. That's been a lot of fun. But yeah, man, gaming is good right now for everybody. If you can't find something to game, man, I don't know
It's
what
a
to
you
tell you.
problem. It's
It's
a
a
you
big,
problem.
big time. That's a you problem, bro, for real. Because there's a lot of, not just a lot of games,
Guarantee
but a
there's
lot
games
of
that you
good
didn't
games.
pick up from last year that are fucking pennies on the dollar right now too.
Yep.
Exactly, mate.
Yo, what up, Talgeezy? And I appreciate
Because
RPG.
you can't tell me you got that much time that you played every game that you wanted to play over the last this entire generation.
Oh, fuck
Not
Ain't
no.
everyone is
nobody got that
real.
kind of time on your hands.
Even I haven't played everything I want to play this console generation, right? Look, man, like I tell guys with gaming, thank you RPG for getting that information. Is
Oh,
get or play the games that you feel like playing, man. There's so many
yeah.
games that I got day one that I was hyped to play, and I played them for a couple hours, and not
I
because the
think the
games
only
are
game I'm gonna
bad.
pick up
I just
next
started
month
playing
is
something else.
Directive. What is it?
Oh, that
2080.
weak
80,
ass
80,
game.
20. Yeah. That's a good
That weak
one.
ass
That's a
game.
good one. It's not weak, my guy.
It's not weak.
That's one of those
Supermassive. Yeah.
I like those
super answer
stories. Those
games.
story. Those, yeah, I like those story. I
You like
like to
those,
talk about.
but yet you won't play a game like Doki Doki Literature Club, or you won't play a
Correct.
game like
I
Coffee
tried it.
Break.
I dropped it.
Exactly.
I dropped Coffee Break as well, so I got bored. I was like, nice story, but I got bored. The
Yeah, I
same
want something a
game,
little more visceral.
the
So
same game, but give me
just
better
just say that you're
graphics.
biased. Just say that you're fucking biased, and you if
No, I don't
Super
want to have coffee. I want to watch a fucking deadly story.
Doki Doki
Yeah.
Literature Club is the most gruesome game you can fucking play with a story like
Yeah,
that.
whatever.
And if I tell you it, it'll spoil it. But you have to get past the first couple hours
Mm.
because it's all like QT. That's what the game makes you feel
I'm
like.
good.
Like it's a K-pop video game, but it's not. It's
Yeah, I'm good.
super fucking
Ah,
like
K-pop
mental
video
health.
game.
It's
I
yeah,
should
it
like
makes you
that
feel
game.
like that. But it's a
I like K-pop.
gruesome. Oh, you do?
I
Yeah.
Hey,
I like those movie whatever.
yeah, we
I have
know because you suck
I
at
like
games. We get
I
it.
know, I do. But I like to play one of those a year, and there hasn't been a good one out that I liked since the
What do
quarter
you
I played.
mean?
Mixtape is gonna be a good one.
They just
Mixtape is
released
gonna
that
be a good
one.
one.
What's that superhero one that they just released?
Oh, I haven't played that one yet.
Yeah, there
I
you
haven't.
go. That's your one for the year.
Wow, well, that was for
What's it
2025.
called?
I didn't play one.
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
You don't even
Yeah,
gotta
I
play
heard
it, bro.
excellent.
You just push X once and it
Yeah, you
plays
can
like a
watch it.
fucking movie.
You can
That
watch
ain't
it.
a video game.
Well,
I
I'll
don't.
watch
That's
that
not
next
a.
month.
Yo, Talgeezy became a member. Shout out to Talgeezy. Look, I want to say thank you to Talgeezy a lot because he played Marathon with us when it was a beta.
Yeah,
And
shout out to Tel Yeezy. He jumps into my streams too sometimes.
oh, he don't hop in mine
He's all over
anymore.
the place.
So that means he likes
That's
you
why
more than
he's
me.
on mine. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now.
He sees the light.
Is that why you became a member, Talgeezy's? Because you just like Nelson and not me? I get it, bro. Look, Nelson,
Yeah, baby.
I get it. Nelson's like the stray cat. You just want to take care of him and feed him and give him your titty. I get it, dude.
Someone's got to do it.
I thought we
All
connected,
these sexual
Talgeezy.
references.
No, I appreciate you, Talgeezy. Thank you so much for becoming a member, bro. Super cool, super dope. Now you get to watch all the videos I got uploaded without waiting for them to drop. So go check them out, bro. Let me know what you think. We got to add you to our Discord YouTube members channel. I have a Discord for everybody who wants to join, but I have a specific one for the YouTube members, which is the Keep It Gaming Crew members. And there you get to have a one-on-one with me. You get to give me ideas, the whole nine
Mm.
yards. So we got to get you that link. But anything else that you guys are excited for in gaming that's releasing soon, or something that is far off that you can't wait till we get there? Are you guys
I
excited for
have
the
one. I have
PS6?
one.
What's up, hero?
Two things. Okay, let me go first. Wolverine Collector's Edition. I didn't even know what it looks like. I said Wolverine Collector's Edition, even though I know it's going to be a digital game. Day
Mm-hmm.
one, I've already put my money aside for that game since it was announced, so I want that. And then the PS6. I've been hearing all the little rumors, and I watch everything. I watch all the Mark Cerny, every show they do, every small snippet that comes out before a new console launch since the PS4 days. I always watch and follow up. Yes, I'm excited for the PS6, unfortunately, and I'm looking forward to Venom being the first game I buy because I believe that'll be a PS6, PS5 cross-gen game. It's going to happen that way, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let me ask you a
It's
question.
gonna be excellent.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you a question about the PS6 because I don't keep up with nothing about that. But is there anything new that maybe we should know that you found out, or there's a rumor that's very important about the PS6? Like, is there some
I think it's
performance
two
wise or
things.
anything?
It's not necessarily performance per se. It's the first thing is more even faster loading of assets
Mm-hmm.
because of the new SSD technology they'll be using. Even faster loading of assets. Then the second thing is it was recently announced. I think not announced, well leaked out about 2 days ago that it's going to have some path tracing capability.
Mm,
Essentially, I don't care. You and I use OLED TVs. It's going to look much
Shit.
better, a bit closer to realism than it was before.
yeah.
That maybe we'll get 40 FPS on most games. I don't know about 60, but 40 FPS with all of those features on most games. It's going to make the PS5 Pro look like a baby, essentially.
Wow.
So it is going to be worth it in that way, but much cheaper. We don't know what the price, but when it comes to price, my
Who know?
belief
I
is
wouldn't even talk price until we know what the
I
state of
my
the
belief
world
is
is,
Sony will continue to subsidize day one
and
buyers
not
of their
not as much as
console.
you would think.
But
It's going to be $650 at the most
I
US
yeah,
think they'll
dollars,
I
push
at
agree
that
with you,
bitch
whatever.
hero.
fast. I think they'll push that shit back until they know what
They're
They
not pushing
can't.
the
shit.
market's
They
gonna be
can't.
They're
like.
already doing
They
everything to
can't.
get it
Yeah,
out next year. They're not going to push it back.
they can't
Contracts
push
are
it
in
back.
place.
Yeah,
The
and not
annual is
just
coming
that.
out maybe at the same time, so
Not just that, but
they're not
people
pushing it back.
forget that they start working on the next console day one. So
Day
if they
one,
push
yeah,
it back, you're just pushing back how much more the console's going to be outdated. So it's not
outdated.
just about, we got to get, this is the right time or not. No, it's like every time you push it back, you're just making the more console outdated and more expensive.
Yeah,
But I think you're right, Hero, because I made a video about this, but one of the things when I mentioned the PS6 is, thank you, RPG, for sharing the Discord link. Talgeezy, hit up that Discord link, bro. Join us. But is my conclusion at the end was that PlayStation has to go two routes. One, they don't subsidize it and they charge the expensive sticker price that
That's
people
gonna
think it
happen.
may
Yeah.
be, right? But then if they do that, they're not going to sell the 100 million plus, right? You cannot have it both ways. Or they subsidize it like they normally do, hit that 100 million sales mark, and just find ways to make it cheaper as time goes on. Those are the two conclusions that I made. What do you think about that? Do you think that
eighty
they
dollar games. That's what they're going to do. $80
yeah.
games.
Well, of course, yeah. The
That's a
$80
given.
games will be a given. But do you think that I'm kind of in the right frame of thinking where if they do the boutique pricing for a fucking console, they're not going to hit 100 million? Or do you think that no, they can still hit over 100 million at the $800-900 sticker?
Never.
Yeah. Yeah,
Eight
I
nine
agree.
hundred sticker. They're not going to eat 100 million. They're going to eat 60 at most, and it's going to take them five and
Yeah,
a half
I,
years to
I
get to
would say
60.
that's they've only been eating about $20 for the last two gens. That's why their first couple gens they didn't really make any money. The first
They're going to
three
have to lose
gens.
$100 or $120 on this one, to be honest,
Yeah.
if they want it to succeed. The economy is so much more. Even me, and look, a quick one on Australian news yesterday. There was a news about some family earning $180,000 a year. That's in US dollars. That's like $150, $150,000,
Hmm.
and that family was struggling to pay anything else outside of their bills. They were struggling, and I called my wife to watch because my wife and I we earn over 200K together every year. And the truth of the matter is that that's one reason I cut down my spending on gaming I can't afford to take my kids out on a monthly basis anymore. I can't afford to just, the economy is so difficult.
Yeah.
And this is Australia, which is still a good country, right? I can imagine what's going on in other parts of the world.
Yep.
They will be first to subsidize because they would have done market analysis and see that this console is going to be a 10 million seller if they leave it at a high price, zero subsidy, maybe 10 million in 4 years. It's going to be extremely slow and Nintendo will eat their lunch. Thank God for Nintendo. So they
Yeah.
will subsidize. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think so too, man. There's just, yeah, everything you just said, I agree 100%. They can't have their cake and eat it too. Now the way the economy is set up right now, not the way that things are expensive, especially if they want to do numbers, which of course they want to do numbers because
They do want to do numbers. That's
PlayStation,
the market.
yes, and PlayStation is 60% of Sony's business. You know what I mean? Like it's a big part of Sony. If PlayStation goes under, Sony goes under.
Sony
So
goes under.
they're not gonna permit that. They got to keep the high numbers. They got to keep making the money on the back end in the software like they always do. And if the hardware has to take a hit,
they're gonna
then
have
that's
to
what it's got to do.
subsidize, they're gonna fucking have to raise everything else up to make up the difference.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's exactly what they're gonna do. But once again, we are talking about PlayStation is not losing money. They're making the most money they've ever done in history.
That's
So
because
while
they're not
people,
subsidizing now. Like
I get
put it
that,
this
but they're
way,
not
They
subsidizing.
lost about $100 per unit for the PS2. How much money did they make profit? $1 billion. If they weren't subsidizing all that, let's just say, well, 150 million units times fucking $100 is what? $15 billion. They would have made 16 billion profit if they weren't subsidizing.
I
you know?
get that, but
Hey,
also,
wait, during COVID, we had government support. So all the money
yes,
most people spent was free money. Things are
and
completely changed.
not just that, but PS Plus alone is like fucking quadruple the size that it was during the PS3 era. So yes,
Yeah,
they were subsidizing a lot, but they were really growing their business at that point. They weren't the
yeah,
giant that
yeah.
they are now. Yeah, they did really well with the PS2, but that wasn't guaranteed. They knew that. That's why as soon as the PS3 failed, quote unquote failed, they were
Failed, yeah.
scrabbling. They were scrambling around trying to figure out what the fuck to do. Everybody over, not just at PlayStation, at Sony too, we're trying to figure out how can we make this thing cheaper now. I mean, fuck, that console had more reiterations of it than any console in history in
They
such
even
a
had
short
the
amount of
$100
time.
one that people are buying it just to have. That's another reason they
Exactly.
didn't make a lot of money. People are buying it just to have an extra DVD player around the house.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. I'll do the
So,
same.
so this
I'll
time
do the
around,
same.
they once again, they just to survive, they're going to give that motherfucker away. They're going to give that console away and make their money how they've always done. They're going to increase the price of
Yeah.
the games. They're going to increase the price of PS Plus. They're going to increase the price on peripherals, controllers,
I'm
whatever.
telling you, first party output is going to be crazy the next game because they're basically delaying all the PS5 games. That's what they're doing. That's the
Yeah.
fraud they're doing. They're delaying
Yeah.
all the PS5 games into PS6 games.
Yeah, I
First,
believe
first
that.
party output is going to be crazy.
I believe that. I think that they're close to releasing some of these, and they're like, you know what? Keep polishing,
Forget it.
keep adding,
Yeah.
keep fucking making them worth 80 instead of 70, and then we'll put them out, and then we'll have a steady stream of games for the PS6 because they're gonna need it then. Because right now they're
gonna
already
need it,
making
yeah.
money, but next console generation with the cost of everything, on top of that, you're gonna have the Steam box, which by the way, we got another leak that the controller itself is $100, which
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm selling
surprise
my
me.
Xbox controller because I want to buy the Steam controller instead.
Mm-hmm. That thing looks way better. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. But yeah. So no, PlayStation has more tougher competition with the PS6. Not because of Xbox, but because of Nintendo and because of Steam. And they're gonna have to go back to their old ways if they want to be the king on the hill. But either way, that's a great fucking point that you made there, Hero. Thank you for bringing that up because it does make a huge difference. Now, he's not here anymore because I don't see him, but Juggalo Podcast also said that for the PS6 gen, there's going to be less memory because of the expense of it. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I don't understand how that works, man. I don't understand how that works technologically. But
So instead of giving us 2
don't know.
terabytes, they only give us 1 to keep costs
A
down.
quarter.
Or maybe
Or
650.
or 650.
650.
Yeah, what do you think about that? You think that's plausible?
They're gonna do what they gotta do.
Yeah, we'll do it. I think it's not just possible. Even if prices drop down, now that they have that idea, they're going to.
Yeah.
Fucking memory
They're going
right
to
now
do it.
is ridiculous. I can't even believe that shit.
We'll be
Well,
lucky to get 1 terabyte. We'll be
Yeah.
lucky to get 1 terabyte.
We will be lucky if we get one. But also, like I tell people all the time, look, I do this, well, not for a living, but I'm constantly installing video games, right, for my channel. And
Yeah.
even I don't need 200 video games installed. Majority of people are only buying a
I know
couple
it's
games
just
a
nice
fucking year.
because yeah.
So, and then last week we said, if you're a Call of Duty gamer, a fucking Madden that's where you commented, Hero. You said that FIFA's like 50 something gigs, I think it was.
Yeah, it's like 55 gigs.
Yeah, so if you're Call of Duty, FIFA, and then like a Fortnite, well, yeah, of course you're going to be hurting for fucking memory. But if you only got one of those, and then maybe like a God of War or Spider Man, like you'll be just fine. You can have 3 or 4 games installed at the same time that you can bounce between. And by the way, we live in America, so we know that your internet is top tier because you guys told me all over my comments. You don't have a problem waiting 15 minutes for the game to install. You know what I'm saying? It don't take you, but the rest of the world will suffer. That is going to be a problem with the rest of the world with
Yeah.
their slow internet speeds and then having all that data. But either way, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Man, today was an awesome show. I want to thank Hero for coming through and just talking gaming with us. Hero, let the people know where they can find you at if you want them to find you.
Yeah, you can definitely find me. My PlayStation is almost always showing that I'm offline, but that's a lie. That's because I just like to just show that I'm offline. I'm always online. Hero Down Under on PlayStation. You can add me if you want to. I accept most requests as long as I can see that we have neutrals. And on Twitter, I go by my real name, but search Hero Down Under, you'll find me. Ola Taros, but Hero Down Under on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm actually finally about to bite the game YouTube bug. I've started making changes to my YouTube channel, same name, and I will be doing introspective and short essay YouTube videos. That's what I'm going to start doing, likely today by tomorrow, but I'll have a script ready. I've recorded audio. Just going
Nice.
to post some videos as well. I'll start doing that. I'm not going to publicize the channel at all, but I'll just keep putting my stuff there like a diary. So yeah, you
Very
can find
cool.
me on those platforms.
Well, guys, if you follow me on X already, I tagged Hero for today's episode, so he's right there, so it'll be easy to find him. But go follow Hero. He loves more than video games. He loves football, aka soccer, and so he's constantly on social media, talking to people, asking questions, digging deep, just like how we all do when trying to find information and just talking about what we like.
Kong Donk 69.
And also go follow Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture. He posts videos on his YouTube. He goes live a lot of the times. Go
I'm
support
gonna be
him
going
there.
live in about a half hour, 40 minutes. I gotta shower, switch out laundry, and start the
Yeah,
dishes.
nobody gives a
And
fuck.
then I'm gonna finish Pragmata, or try to finish Pragmata tonight.
How
So if you're
have you
not
not
afraid to see the
finished
end,
it, dude?
I haven't been on hardly all weekend. Been gone.
Why?
Busy.
Busy doing what?
Getting tiling, taking
Yeah,
care of my grandpa broke his foot.
Excuses.
Oh shit. Yeah, excuses. Everybody's got it. Was like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
Well,
Nah, guys, thank you so much.
it's not fun.
Go follow. No, it's not. Go follow.
You know, it's funny. My grandpa's not supposed to be driving anywhere, and we go over there. I made him all this food. Brought him over there. I went over to his house, expecting him to be there, right? Because I stopped there earlier this week to drop him off food, and he took that boot off, and his car was gone. And he said, "Fuck that shit. I'm driving with one foot or not."
Bro, you gotta do what I did with
Wow,
my
that's
dad.
crazy. That is crazy.
My dad got a liver transplant. He needs help. I just like, look, you're gonna move in with me because I'm not gonna be coming over here every fucking day every time your ass itches. So I just moved him into the house, and
That's
now
so
he's in the
good.
next
That's a
room.
goodwill.
So,
Now this is my grandpa though.
dude, my dad cooks
Introduce
for
them to
me.
Helldivers too, or something, or Marathon. Let your grandpa play some games.
Yeah,
Like today I went and got a bunch of tiling for. Someone didn't use all this tiling for the floor. That ain't gonna get done till next year though. I need to work on my deck and get a dishwasher and stuff put in.
you've been working on your deck for fucking 4 years.
I haven't really worked on it though. Fuck it.
Get it done.
I
Lazy
gotta
Either
get
way-
shit out of my garage so I can put wood in my garage. My garage is full of junk. I can only get rid of so much a
Oh
week.
my god, you have so
Junk.
many
What
fucking
kind of
yes.
junk?
Yeah, my wife's a hoarder. She's got all
Yeah.
kinds of animal shit out there.
His wife is like a animal doctor or animal nurse.
Yeah,
Oh.
she got a lot of shit.
She's got a stretcher. She's got IV bags, all sorts of shit for animals.
We got like 70 kennels. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
That's too
I know.
much.
That's crazy.
But either
Yeah.
way, thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you guys next week. Stay tuned for this Tuesday.
I came home one time. I left for work, right? And there was nothing in my garage except for empty kennels. I got home. The entire side of my wall in the garage was full of animals when I got home from work.
There.
when I
Now you
opened
guys
up my
heard about
garage door-
Nelson's fucking let me get the fuck off. I want to get off. Have a good day, guys. Keep it gaming.